This is a live presentation of the Ticats Audio Network. Are you ready? Ticats football is on the air.
Touchdown, Tiger Cats! Caught it! It's a touchdown!
Number 17, Luke Tasker, what a catch!
Now the voice of the Tiger Cats. Here is RJ Broadhead with analyst Luke Tasker.
Good evening. Tiger Cats are in Regina to take on the Roughriders. Tiger Cats are in. They clinched a playoff spot last week, still trying to hunt down a home playoff game. The Roughriders trying to punch their ticket into the playoffs. They can't do it tonight, even if they do manage a win. Calgary's on a bye. That'll be interesting to see how the West Division plays out. Happy Thanksgiving weekend, everybody. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker, and it's always an interesting trip to Saskatchewan. Packed house, so much going on. George Reed unfortunately passed away. He's being honored. Great running back for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And now the Hamilton Tiger Cats are going into this game, and there's going to be a lot of emotion, a lot on the line for the Roughriders. And the big story is Bo Levi Mitchell. We talked to Bubba and Andy in the pregame show, Luke, about Bo Levi Mitchell. It's a big moment for the Tiger Cats to have him back late in the season, one of the best ever. If he can be healthy and return to form, this could be great news for the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, it sure could. And if I'm Orlando Steinauer, I'm feeling very grateful for 3 weeks of play time is maybe too liberal a word there, but you know, you have a chance to experiment a little bit in the quarterback room, and you can ensure that Bo Levi Mitchell's healthy, and Matt Schultz, who came back, had some really amazing plays in last week's game here at Tim Hortons Field. You know, both of those guys, if they're going to make a difference, either one of them or both of them in the playoffs, well, they've got to feel right, and they've got to get some experience here and some play time before those playoffs begin. So Bo Levi Mitchell is, you're right, the story tonight. And RJ, you know, you think the game in Ottawa that took him out for the majority of the season was a 5-interception night for Bo, and the Ticats won that game, and in exciting fashion as it came down to the end there. But you know, that's got to be kind of on Bo Levi Mitchell's mind here. I mean, he was not turnover free in the first part of the season when he was on the field for the Ticats. So we'll see.
When you look at the three quarterbacks for the Tiger Cats this season, Bo Levi Mitchell has the fewest touchdowns thrown and the most 9 interceptions on the season. His 3 touchdowns, pretty interesting to go back and look at who he threw those touchdown passes to. There was one to Tim White, one to Duke Williams, who's injured, and one to Kai Loxley, who's the third-string quarterback. So he's going to see a big difference in this receiving core that the Tiger Cats have, because a few guys have really emerged, and one guy you've liked lately is Terry Godwin, and he has a touchdown in 3 straight games, 5 on the season.
Absolutely. Watching Terry Godwin all season, and Tim White, even though he's one of those 3 touchdowns from Bo Levi Mitchell early in the season, he's really developed since that time too. He's made game-changing efforts time and again, and has become even more of a crucial part of this offense. Omar Bayless has taken over. Keandre Smith has really come alive in these last weeks. So
third leading receiver on the Tiger Cats now.
Amazing. So Bo is coming into an offense that has a group of receivers that is much different, come a long way since his early starts.
A lot to keep an eye on. Of course, we'll see how Bo Levi Mitchell is performing and how much he plays tonight. We don't know the answer to that yet. No Scott Milanovich. He's with his family. Mike Gibson, the offensive line coach, will be calling the plays. He has been offensive coordinator previously, so he'll be back in the chair. We'll see how that goes. I'm sure he's excited, and Bo Levi Mitchell is pretty good at knowing what he wants to do, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. And we've got to keep an eye on James Butler. He's 58 yards shy of 1,000 rushing yards on the season. It would be back-to-back seasons with 1,000 rushing yards, and the Riders' rushing defense is not one of the strongest in the CFL. So I'm going to make the bold prediction. He gets to 1,000 yards tonight.
Tonight's the night? Yes, I think so, and I'm excited to see him do that. I've said the whole season, it's sort of been hot and cold with the Hamilton run game, and James Butler, he's certainly been a bright spot for the team, but we have had weeks where we've watched this Hamilton offense really struggle on the ground. And you can say that. You could say that's maybe true of all teams, where if they really can get it together, both passing and running on a night, there's a good chance you're going to win that game, and that's true. But James Butler, the weeks that he's stood out, he's made such a difference for this offense, and it just trickles through all the position groups. Of course, the offensive line and the quarterback, but the receivers too. It gets even easier to operate a passing game when a running back is having some production like that. So I do hope that James Butler gets that 1,000-yard mark this evening.
So looking at the Tiger Cats, they're relatively close as far as points allowed and points scored in the second, third, and fourth quarters. That first quarter still is an issue. 37 points is all they've scored in the first quarter all season. They only have 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. If they're going to be successful, if they're going to get that home playoff game, if they're going to win in the playoffs, they have to get off to better starts, don't they?
It certainly helps, and they are 3-0 if they've won the first quarter. I mean, that's just a great position to be in, to be able to get up on top fast and then stay there. And, we'll see. And, of course, you got a first quarter where it's Bo Levi Mitchell's first quarter, back. So who knows what kind of, rust or cobwebs he'll have to be shaking off, and it may be none. I mean, it's not like he's been on a vacation to the Caribbean for the last couple months. He's been in meeting rooms every day and watching film and breaking down film, and so, maybe he'll surprise everyone and come out looking close to playoff form already. We don't know.
Tiger Cats have been good against the West Division this season. They're 4-2, and they've beat every West Division team except for Saskatchewan this season. And the big reason for that is they haven't played them yet.
It's very hard to beat that team. Yes, and we'll see it. Sask, there's some exciting parts of their offense, and we can talk about Jake Dolegala as the night goes on. And he's an exciting young quarterback to watch in this league. Let's tune in here. It looks like we're at the coin toss.
Andre Prue, the referee, we're going to do the coin toss.
The CFL logo will be heads, and the team logo will be tails. Hamilton, you're the visitors. Your choice. Heads has been called. Would you toss the coin, please? Heads has been called. This is the tails. Saskatchewan has won the toss. You want to defer. Hamilton, you want the football. Which way you're going to kick? As is, Hamilton will receive. Have a great game, gentlemen.
So Andre Prue let us know the Tiger Cats lost the coin toss. Simone Lawrence made the call, and he said, let's receive after Saskatchewan deferred. And there was a real glint in Simone's eye. He's going to hear it from the fans, no doubt, in Saskatchewan. They are not big fans of Simone Lawrence, but he doesn't mind. He'll go head-to-head with that. And another good news with the captains that were out there for the Tiger Cats. By the way, and they're made in the Hammer uniforms. The all steel gray, beautiful uniforms. Last time they wore them, the only other time this year was Labor Day against the Argos, but Dylan Wynn, he was there at center field for that coin toss. He's back in the lineup. And he had the snarl going. That could be a good sign.
Yeah, he does have a certain look in his eye, or maybe in his face, I guess, out at center field there. But very excited to see him back. And we mentioned this week in our podcast, RJ, you and I, Ticats this week, and I spoke with him after the Calgary game, and he just is fuming. I mean, he's just fuming at the ears that he wasn't able to be on the field. And so excited to see the impact he may be able to make for the Ticat defense.
I was thinking about it coming to the game, Luke. Is this the healthiest the Tiger Cats have been in a long time?
It may be. Certainly at position groups, and especially quarterback, defensive line we've talked about. Still some defensive secondary missing from what would have been the lineup coming into the season. But yes, they are looking. They're getting some key players and key positions back to full health, or near full health, we should say, as they're nearing the end of the season. Of course, the caveat there, RJ, is it's not not playoffs yet. We got 3 more football games, 180 more car accidents to get in before you can actually get into the playoffs. So we'll see how it goes.
With a bye week mixed in there. So 4 more weeks of the regular season. You mentioned the secondary. Dexter Lawson's come in. He's been pretty good in 3 games, 11 tackles, a couple of knockdowns. Will Sunderland played his first game last game. He had 5 tackles. He had a couple of knockdowns. He had a fumble recovery. He was all around the football. They tested him, and he'll be tested again tonight. But I thought he really answered the call.
Yeah, I did too. And as we've mentioned throughout the content this week, he could have had 2 interceptions in that last game as well. So I hope that we see Will Sunderland capitalize again if he is tested.
So the Tiger Cats come into this game coming off a win, a big victory against Calgary last week. That was at Tim Hortons Field. Now they've won 2 in a row at Tim Hortons Field after a slow start at home. That's a good sign for the Tiger Cats. But that was a playoff clinching game. Now, Montreal's results also play a factor in if Hamilton can get that home playoff game or not. And they will host Ottawa. And that'll be on Thanksgiving Monday. So we'll have to wait a couple of days to see how that one plays out. They have been good against Ottawa, but you never know. And Ottawa is clearly hoping they still have an outside shot at the playoffs here. So they need a little bit of help, and they'll be paying attention to what happens. But the Tiger Cats, that has to be the focus, get that home playoff game at Tim Hortons Field.
Absolutely. And as a player on this field right now, that's all you're thinking about. Win, do your job as best you can. And a playoff game at Tim Hortons Field is much better than having to travel to Montreal. As a coaching staff right now, health. You want to keep everybody healthy, and you want to see how Bo Levi Mitchell performs here. But for sure, there's still something to be gained in that home playoff win.
Well, I thought it was good what Bo said. He's been on 14-4 teams, 15-3 teams, been in the Grey Cup, and twice beaten by 9-9 teams because they came in hot. You got to come into the playoffs hot. Brett Lowther, the kickoff, we're underway at Mosaic Stadium in Regina. About 20 degrees, beautiful day in October on Thanksgiving weekend in Regina, and the return by Tyreek McAllister. He was tackled pretty quickly, so it won't be great starting field position for Bo Levi Mitchell.
Yeah, big tackle there. The Sask kickoff coverage unit. Great job on that opening play, covering down this field. Bo Levi Mitchell taking the field in the huddle now for the first time in a long time. It's good to see him out there. In the
Made in the Hammer uniforms, he has red gloves on both hands, a clear visor, and 10 weeks it's been since Bo Levi Mitchell has thrown a pass. And he throws a short pass here, gets it in the hands of Sean Thomas Erlington, and he gets 10 yards and a first down right off the hop. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
Yeah, nice. That's an easy way to get his first completion. That was a designed little swing pass to Sean Thomas Erlington. All the receivers stayed right into the line of scrimmage and set up for blocks, and 1 for 1 on the night. There we go.
Great start. Mike Gibson calling plays for the Tiger Cats. A lot of movement with the receiving corps. 3 receivers off to the boundary side. Play action. Bo Levi Mitchell rolls to his right, throws deep, and it's incomplete. Nick Marshall, who leads the Riders at interceptions, is in the middle of that one. He was able to knock it away from Omar Bayless.
Yeah, interesting. That was a little play action there to James Butler, maybe an RPO, and it was Omar Bayless, like you said, on a real deep route. I think Bo Levi Mitchell just kind of put it to a space where it was open, but not a very high probability catch there.
Looked like there was some contact as well, but no flag on the play. So the Tiger Cats are on their own 36-yard line. It's a 2nd and 10, and the snap gets to Bo Levi Mitchell. There's a challenge flag thrown. So what is 2 plays into the game, and we've got a challenge flag, and it's Coach O throwing it. He thinks should be pass interference.
Yeah.
We'll hear from Andre Prue here shortly, but we saw a replay, and he might have a case.
Challenging the previous play for defensive pass interference on Saskatchewan number 3.
Yeah, Omar Bayless was running sort of a corner route there. He drifted into the middle of the field from his receiver position, then towards that corner angle, and at the end of that play, it was Nick Marshall in coverage, and who's being challenged here. Omar Bayless sure thought it was pass interference. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, they'll take a look at it. We'll have our answer shortly. We'll take our first break. We're very early in Saskatchewan, 0-0. Tiger Cats are challenging. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Great call, Luke. Impressive, definitely. And Andre Proulx made the call, and
Timer, please.
so he's changing the clock, but the ruling on the field stands was the call. So Coach O does not win the challenge, loses timeout, and now 1 for 7 on the season. So the Tiger Cats are on their own 36. It's 2nd and 10. Bo Levi Mitchell has 3 receivers to the field side. They started the waggle, then backed off. Bo Levi Mitchell back to pass, looks right the whole time, throws right, completes it to Tim White. And it is first down, presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Yeah, nice. Beautiful route by Tim White there. He's in the waggle to the right side in the slot there, right of Bo Levi Mitchell. Gets all the depth he needs for that first down and just leaves so much room there for a nice, easy throw for Bo Levi Mitchell. Well done.
Tim White goes out of bounds in the friendly confines of the Tiger Cats sideline. Now the Tiger Cats are across midfield in Saskatchewan territory. Just barely on the Saskatchewan 53. Fresh set of downs. James Butler, he's got a big run here. He's across the 45, close to the 40. A nice run from James Butler. It's another first down, presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Very nicely done. You take that incompletion that was challenged for the pass interference out. You know, the Ticats are marching down the field here with an average of about 12 yards a play or something like that. This is a really nice first drive of the game.
James Butler came into the game 58 short of 1,000. He just shaved 11 yards off that total. Now the Tiger Cats are on the Saskatchewan 42. It's right back in the hands of James Butler. Fakes to the right. Oh, the ball is popped loose. They knocked the ball away from James Butler, and the Riders are saying they have it. Butler fumbled, and now the big scrum of players, and there's the indication from the official. The Roughriders have recovered the fumble. So the Tiger Cats, on their opening drive of the game, turn it over.
Oh, we'll see.
Well, wait a second.
Yeah, there's quite a
There was an official here, Luke, that pointed that the Riders had it, and now the Tiger Cats
you're so right.
Is all pointing that they have it.
Yeah, it was ruled on the field Saskatchewan ball, but it's not your normal amount of disagreement out there. There's a clear case being made.
And Andre Proulx, an emphatic point the Roughriders' way, so it is a Roughriders recovery on that fumble.
And as we take a second look here, it's pretty clear. Okay, that's an unfortunate turn after a really good run from James Butler, and he had yards on that as well, but lost the ball at the end of the run there.
I believe that's his first lost fumble since the first game of the season. He's been so reliable. Jamal Morrow gets the handoff from Jake Golagala, and he'll just get a couple of yards. This Riders, the Hamilton run defense has really stepped up lately.
They certainly have, and I've just been so impressed with their sort of playmaking factor, their ability to end drives just as apparently momentum gets stolen by their opposing offenses.
It's a 2nd and 6 here for the Roughriders. They're on their own 40. Golagala, the 6'7" quarterback of the Roughriders. They're in their green tops, white pants, green helmets. Gets the snap, throws immediately, completes it to Samuel Emelis. Fake to the inside, then gets to the outside against Will Sunderland, and he crosses midfield into Hamilton territory. It's a Riders first down.
Nice gain there. You saw Jake Golagala last week against the BC Lions. He was taken to the ground too many times, according to the Sask offense, more than they would have wanted. And I think we're going to see some pressure and some tries from the Hamilton defense, Mark Washington and his crew, to try to get this, create an uncomfortable passing environment for Golagala.
Riders now on the Hamilton 52-yard line. Play action and a high throw over to Sean Bain. He cannot come up with it, off to the left, and it's incomplete.
Well, 2nd and 10 here, and Jake Golagala in this passing situation threw for over 400 yards last week. No touchdowns, interestingly, on that 400-yard passing game. but they are not shy of taking shots and giving him a chance to change the field with his arm.
2nd and 10 from the Hamilton 52. 3 receivers to the left of Dolagala, but he looks right the whole time, throws, completes the pass to Bain, and he'll be close to a first down. It looks like he has enough, so the Riders do convert that 2nd and 10. Both teams seem to be moving the ball pretty well in their opening possessions. James Butler a fumble. That's given the Roughriders the football. There's no score early on at Mosaic Stadium in Regina. The Riders have advanced to the Tiger Cats 41-yard line. They're going from left to right. Dolagala, he tried to hand it off. The ball's loose again, and the Tiger Cats couldn't come up with it. Dolagala spotted it and pounced on it. So it was a bad handoff by the Riders, and Dolagala was able to jump on that fumbled ball.
Yeah, it was actually Schaefer Baker coming from left to right in the backfield, and the handoff bounced off of his shoulder pads. It looked like maybe Jagarrett Davis almost had a chance at it. Mo Diallo was right there, and as it turns out, Dolagala is the one who ends up being able to fall on it quickest.
That would have been almost mirror images of opening drives for both teams, but the Riders do recover, but they lose yardage. 2nd and 14 here from the Hamilton 45. Dolagala with time in the pocket, has to check it down. This ball has come loose, and it's picked up by Will Sunderland. He's running along the sideline. I think there's been a whistle, but Sunderland's going to take it into the end zone anyway. Not sure why there was a whistle, unless they're ruling that was not a catch and it was incomplete.
It looked like the ball was secured before it came out, but apparently, it is Simone Lawrence right there at the point of the near catch, made the tackle, and apparently I think they're going to just let this stand that it was incomplete. Just one of those, a split second longer, and they would have been able to call that a catch and a fumble.
So the Riders have Adam Korsak out there. He's their punter. And he'll float one toward the right corner. Tyreek McAllister didn't have a lot of room to work, and the Riders were on him immediately, trying to be shifty, a couple of head fakes, but he's forced out of bounds at the Tiger Cat 10-yard line. Tiger Cats offense coming back on the field. There's no score early in the first quarter. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. You don't want to get into a foot race with Tim White. He's going to win. Great to have you with us on the Ticats Audio Network. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker. Happy Thanksgiving weekend, everybody. 9:23 to go in the opening quarter. No score so far. Bo Levi Mitchell and the Tiger Cats tough starting field position. They're on their own 10. The ball right back into the hands of James Butler after he fumbled previously, and he'll get a couple of yards as he just rolled off the right of that offensive line.
Yeah, little exchange, a fumble by Hamilton on the opening drive, and then the defense is able to not allow points on that turnover, and that is a great mark of a team that is operating well and phases of the game that are complementing each other. Sask forced to punt, and Bo Levi Mitchell's offense got to take a break and get back to some of that production we saw to start this game, and it was a pretty impressive offense.
Field position battle at stake here. Tiger Cats on their own 12. It's a 2nd and 8. Bo Levi Mitchell, play action to Butler, throws over the middle. It's a perfect pass. Hits Tim White. Now it is a foot race.
Wow.
4 Riders. They can't bring him down. He's down to the Riders 30, the 25, the 20, along the sideline. And finally, Derek Moncrief pushes him out of bounds. Massive play, a great throw by Bo.
Wow.
It's a first down and more, presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Wow, 83 yards to Tim White. What a beautiful, just a great angle on a post from the slot to the right side, over the top of Moncrief there. That's the under coverage, and then splits 2 high safeties. Boy, that is a Bo Levi Mitchell throw. That is playoff caliber. That was perfect timing and perfect space. And then Tim White with a very impressive move downfield to tack on an extra 40 yards on the end of that route.
He must have been lonely in a sea of Riders, but he was making it happen. So the Tiger Cats down to the 10. Bo Levi Mitchell back to pass. End zone. Touchdown. Omar Bayless. Couple of great passes from Bo Levi Mitchell. They were on their 12. 2 passes later, they've got a touchdown.
Wow. Omar Bayless with the backflip in the end zone in Saskatchewan. Wow, what an amazing two-throw drive there for 100 yards, starting on their own 10-yard line. Again, a little post route to the right side there. This time Omar Bayless behind all the Saskatchewan players. Bo Levi Mitchell has got to feel pretty good right now as he walks off the field.
Omar Bayless gets his first receiving touchdown of the season. He has another touchdown that was on special teams on a blocked punt. He jumped on it in the end zone. That was in week 1. Bo Levi Mitchell's throw to Omar Bayless. That Ticats touchdown presented by Terkstra Lumber. Mark Leggio steps up and is successful on the convert. So the Tiger Cats off to a great start at 7-0. 7:49 to go in the opening quarter. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network.
Audio Network.
Unbelievable, and what a couple of plays certainly applies here. Luke, we just saw what Bo Levi Mitchell can do. That ate up pretty much the whole field and ends in a touchdown. Great throwing.
Really was. 2 spectacular throws there. And Tim White, what a great run after that catch to get them well off of their 10-yard line and deep into Sask territory.
Tim White already with 100 yards, his 5th 100-yard game this season. The Riders on the return will get up to their 35. Bo Levi Mitchell, how's this? 4 for 5, 129 yards and a touchdown. And we've played half a quarter.
Not bad, yes. And of course, one of his drives was cut short by a James Butler fumble, too. We'll see it. I hate to say this. I remember the Ottawa game that Bo got hurt. That was an amazing first quarter as well. Do you remember how? So we gotta piece it together, see how long this stays. But boy, really encouraging that Bo Levi Mitchell's playing at that level.
Good grounding, Luke. We won't celebrate yet. Jamal Morrow gets the handoff. There's a hole up the middle, and Malik Carney brings him down, but it's a good run for the Riders running back, who's back in the lineup. He gets a first down up across the Riders' 45. Ball spotted on the 46-yard line. Between the 2 hash marks, Jake Dolegala will have 4 receivers to his left. Handoff again goes to Morrow, this time nowhere near as successful. He'll get a couple of yards up the middle. A few Tiger Cats in on that tackle.
In their first 2 series, we've seen Jake Dolegala and the Sask offense run a little no huddle here. Seeing Dolegala also change a few plays at the line. This is a rhythm when this team struggle to find their wins, and sometimes a little kickstart like that, changing up the pace can help.
2nd and 6, Saskatchewan on their own 50. Dolegala throws near sideline, completes the pass to Sam Emilis, and he had stationed himself right by that first down marker and stepped out of bounds. He got the first down.
Here they go. They're going to kind of take the ball pretty quick here and try to line up on this first down and keep this rhythm going for the Sask offense.
Tiger Cats in their Made in the Hammer uniforms. All steel gray, Riders, green tops, white pants. They've crossed midfield onto the Hamilton 52. A handoff for the Riders. This time it is Thomas Bertrand Boudon, and he'll get 3 or 4 yards off to the left.
Great job by Casey Sales there in the middle. Little success on the run game so far in this match for the Sask Roughriders, but Casey Sales puts a nice stop there at first contact, right in the middle.
2nd and 7 for the Roughriders. They're on the Hamilton 49. Tiger Cats defense digging in. They'd love a stop here, not let the Riders get any closer. Dolegala empty backfield, throws immediately to Morrow coming out of the backfield, and he's hit by a couple of Tiger Cats, including Simone Lawrence. Knocks the helmet right off Morrow, but he did enough to get the first down. It looks like the ball's going to be on the Hamilton 39, so the Riders getting into position for at least a field goal.
We've seen the Ticats bring 5 a couple times, have not gotten to Dolegala yet, but a lot of short passes here, a lot of quick answers, that seems like, for Dolegala.
Riders playing for the playoffs. They're not in yet, sitting in 3rd spot in the West Division. Dolegala throwing deep near sideline, and it is incomplete. Emilis was the intended target, and, well, Sunderland knocked it away.
Yeah, that time Dolegala tries to stretch it down the field. Emilus deep down the right side on sort of a deep out route, almost a comeback. And there you go. You see the secondary in position. I think you got to see this Ticats secondary try to take away some of the shorter answers for Jake Dolegala.
Will Sunderland, 6'2", tall defensive back, made a nice play there to knock it away. 2nd and 10 from the Hamilton 39. Dolegala under pressure. They got him. They sacked him. It's Simone. He's fired up in this one. Big sack, Simone Lawrence.
That was a big one, and he caught Dolegala not just in the shotgun. He was way, way back in his own passing pocket there, and what a huge play. That, at that field position, the Ticats, Mark Washington brings pressure, and now you've got a tough decision to make, and sure enough, they are not going to try the field goal. RJ, they had position to try this field goal.
Yes, they did.
In fact, it would have been something like a 47-yarder, and now they're in punt formation. What a huge play by Simone Lawrence.
Simone Lawrence, the quarterback, sack. That big hit brought to you by my insurance broker. It saved points, too. The defense dug deep. Tiger Cats still lead 7-0. Here's the punt. Again, angling it to the right side. Tyreek McAllister drifts back, gets it at his 2, and he does not have anywhere to go. So we thought starting from the 10 was tough last time. Looks like they'll be starting from their 5 or 6 on this drive, but it didn't bother Bo last drive. We'll see what happens. Tiger Cats lead 7-0 with 3:33 to go in the opening quarter. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. The Grey Cup not far away now. Tiger Cats will be in the playoffs. We'll see if they'll be in the big game, but be sure, Grey Cup week, join us for Coors Light Caretakers Game Day warm-up. It's hosted by Tiger Town Council at the Bernie Morelli Recreation Center. It's just hours before the 110th Grey Cup game. For more information and to get tickets, go to greycupfestival.ca/events. Tiger Cats will begin this drive from their own 6. A very impressive drive last time from Bo Levi Mitchell. You wouldn't have thought he'd been out for 10 weeks. Looked like he was in playoff form with a couple of passes on that last drive.
Yeah, and we talked about he is coming back in to be the leader of this offense with a receiving core that has absolutely grown and developed since he was playing earlier this season. And Tim White, Omar Bayless, perfect examples of that.
Yes. Bo Levi Mitchell standing on his own goal line to begin this drive. Steps a few feet into the end zone, throws, and it's just a little bit in front of Omar Bayless. There was pressure coming. Bo wisely got rid of it, but it's incomplete.
Boy, there sure was. The Sask, it looked like the entire Sask defense all of a sudden stepped up into the box right before the snap of the ball. I like how Bo Levi Mitchell gave up ground back into his own end zone. Unfortunately, not enough time for any receiver to give Bo a realistic option there.
2nd and 10 from their own 6. Bo Levi Mitchell has one receiver to the left. That's Keandre Smith. Looking right, has time, throws. And the ball came loose. Wow. And the Riders pick up a loose football. It looked like Bo was in the throwing motion.
It's a safety.
Well, so what you're hearing there is the coaching staff for Sask saying it's a safety. If Bo Levi Mitchell gets an intentional grounding in the end zone, it'll be a safety. But it looked to me like it would be an incomplete pass. He did have a check down there to the flat, his right. It was actually Felix Grand-Gauthier that it looked like he was sort of shoveling the ball to. We're taking another look at it here. He actually pumps it and keeps it. And no, this will be at the very worst for the Ticats. It'll be intentional grounding. Really, to me, it looks like it should be.
The ruling on the field, it is an incomplete pass.
Andre Proulx pausing for the boos in Regina.
So we'll see. Yeah, well, Bo Levi Mitchell stepped up. He actually looked like he was going to throw the ball downfield and then kept it. Did not release that through his throwing motion, but clearly flicks this ball in the direction of Felix Grand-Gauthier to his right, to his left side in the flat there, and Larry Dean scooped it and tried to make it into the end zone, but they're going to call this incomplete, I'm sure.
Yeah, Andre Proulx said it's an incomplete pass. seems to be a delay here, though. And Andre Prue holding his right hand to his right ear, so he might be getting some direction from the command center. We expect to hear more from Andre Prue. So it'll be an interesting situation no matter what the result is. The Tiger Cats have to punt. That will be deep in their own end zone. They lead the game 7-0.
On the previous play, there was intentional grounding. The ball was thrown from goal. Therefore, it will be a safety touch.
Well, that's the second time in a couple of games the Tiger Cats have been charged with that exact same thing.
That's right.
They're calling it a safety, so the Riders are on the board. They'll get 2 points out of that and the football.
Well, Taylor Powell, he was sort of, criticized, or it was commented that, it's a young quarterback, has to learn. Bo Levi Mitchell this time is the one that's called as his feet were really right on the goal line, and he commits the intentional grounding. I still think there was maybe enough of an effort to push that ball out to the flats, but apparently not so. Yeah, really interesting. To be honest, RJ, it's possible the Ticats were maybe going to give up a safety, having to punt from their own, what I think it was 3-yard line that they would have been on there. So, this is certainly not the worst outcome that we could have seen.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Luke. They might have had to give up the safety. So the Riders have the football on their own 40. They give it to Jamal Morrow, and a big tackle by Jamal Davis. He's really made an impact now in his second game as a Tiger Cat, and he came close to stripping that ball loose. Morrow only gets a couple of yards.
Well, it was a Simone Lawrence sack that ended the last drive and allowed for no points from this Sask offense. We'll see if one of these guys can come with a big play. It's almost like you expected at this point. They continue to be able to stop these drives.
Yes, second down, they dig in. And 2nd and 5 here. Riders on their own 45. They try to run it again. Morrow tackled. This time Casey Sales gets him, and it looks like Riders going to be short of the first down. Not by much, though.
Yeah, Antonio Pipkin's going to come in for the short yardage situation at quarterback position for Sask. Even into last week, Calgary, this Hamilton defense is starting to establish themselves and really be able to stop these teams from scoring territory.
Antonio Pipkin, the former Tiger Cat earlier this year, a few games with the Tiger Cats. He's under center on the 3rd and 1, and he will dive over the top of the heap, and he has enough for the first down.
Simone Lawrence tangled up in a wrestling match there at the end of that short yardage situation, and there's some refs sort of explaining a few things to a few players right now. We mentioned before the start of the broadcast, Simone is just kind of just is a spark. He just something ignites in the Saskatchewan fan crowd with Simone Lawrence. One of those guys who is not liked by anyone except for the team and the fans of his own jersey.
And you know who could care less? Simone.
Exactly.
He loves it. Already has a big sack in this game. So 1st and 10 for the Roughriders from their own 51. They try another run, and Jamal Davis, part of that tackle, a very minimal gain for Morrow.
Yes, and Casey Sales again right in there along with Davis. Here you go. Now you've earned this second, and probably they're going to say 2nd and 9, almost 10 really here for the Hamilton D. Can you get Dolegala off the field again?
Jamal Davis wearing number 99 for the Tiger Cats. He's a talker, too. He's in the face of the Riders. 2nd and 9 from their own 52. Dolegala under pressure. Wow. First wave gone. He completes the pass to Kean Schaefer-Baker. And all kinds of Tiger Cats right there to try to make the tackle, but not before he gets the first down and takes it close to the Tiger Cat 40.
It was Chris Edwards, actually, from his Sam linebacker spot that I thought was going to come, not break this up. I thought he was going to have a clean interception, but somehow, as Dolegala steps up in this pocket, Stavros Katsantonis was there. Great reception by Kean Schaefer-Baker.
Dolegala throws this one up in the air. Going up to try to get it was Emilus, and it's incomplete. They go after Will Sunderland again. He keeps answering the call, knocks that one away. So it'll be a 2nd and 10. when we come back, and that'll continue into the second quarter. We're through 1 quarter of play. Bo Levi Mitchell had a great drive that led to a touchdown. Tiger Cats lead 7-2 after 1 quarter. Second quarter coming up on the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats have their third first quarter touchdown of the season, and they have a lead after a quarter at Mosaic Stadium in Regina, 7-2. Riders are on the move. They're now going from right to left. 2nd and 10 for the Roughriders from the Hamilton 41. It's a short pass complete to Sean Bain. Right there immediately is Stavros Katsantonis, and the Riders will be short the first down. We already saw Antonio Pipkin on this drive on short yardage. Let's see how short they are.
You know, I still think Dolegala, his completion percentage is very high in throws underneath 10 tonight. I mean, he's just got a lot of space to hit some guys on checkdowns and flats and crossing routes. I would love to see this Ticat defense take a little bit of space out right from the snap.
So it's a 3rd and 1 on the Hamilton 32. Antonio Pipkin is out there, and he was in the shotgun. Now he's under center. Pipkin hands off to Morrow, and Jameer Thurman, he tackles him in the backfield. It's a loss. Thurman with a huge defensive play, and the Riders turn it over on downs. No points.
Wow. Off the left edge. Really sneaky little setup there from the Saskatchewan Roughriders. A motion to the left side, and Pipkin looks like he's doing a short yardage sneak to the left, hands it off to Morrow. Jameer Thurman, it just had no doubt what was going on there. He came off the left edge looking for that crossing, running back there. That is a huge turnover on downs. Again, right at the verge of field goal range. That's the 3rd time the defense allows no points on the board.
Unbelievable. Jameer Thurman, like he had the Riders playbook. Matt Schultz is in the game now for the Tiger Cats. Looked like he was rolling to his right, looking for Sean Thomas Erlington to open up. Schultz keeps it instead and takes it close to the 50. It's good enough for a first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross, the Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Just an unbelievable job from this defense. And again, it's almost there's a bit of a heroic nature to the way that they do this. You know, it's not that they're not dominating. It's that, you know, Jake Dolegala's driving down the field, and somebody comes up big to allow for no points. And it's inspiring to watch.
Yeah, one-on-one, Jameer Thurman, Jamal Morrow, and Thurman doesn't make a mistake. Wow. Schultz a throw to James Butler, makes a great catch, takes a hit, hangs onto the football, runs down the sideline right in front of the Riders sideline and gets a first down. Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an Active Green and Ross first down.
Boy, that play set up there. James Butler on a swing route to the right, and it looked like one of those bang, bang. It was going to be a big hit right after the catch, and it was a big hit, but James Butler didn't go down, and all of a sudden, just an easy 10 yards after a really tough breaking of a tackle right after catching the ball, too. Great job, James Butler.
One-handed catch
yes.
with his right hand. Matt Schultz, 1st and 10 from the Sask 47. This time, it's a conventional handoff to James Butler. But the Riders had that covered pretty well, and he won't get much, maybe a couple of yards.
Well, there you go. That was probably the last that we'll see of Bo Levi Mitchell. That first quarter there, and pretty impressive overall. I think there's a couple throws he'd like to have back. The decision that led to the intentional grounding that resulted in the safety, of course, he'd like to have that back, and one early on his first drive. But there's some impressive play in that first quarter from the biggest off-season signing, Bo Levi Mitchell.
And he took a pretty big hit on that one, too. So
yes.
Maybe 1 quarter's good for Bo. He's back into game action. Here's a 2nd and 10. Matt Schultz throwing deep. It is in the arms of Bayless, and it's a huge gain. He's down inside the Riders' 20. Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an Active Green and Ross first down and a lot more.
Wow.
Bayless heavily involved in the offense.
Wow, on this drive, Schultz comes back into the game, and kind of just like he entered the game at Tim Hortons Field last week after being out for a long time, being injured. makes some excitement right off the bat. He runs for a first down and then a huge completion to Bayless on the same drive here.
How was Bayless on the practice roster so long? Turning into a star down the stretch. Now the Tiger Cats, after that big turnover on downs, big play by Jameer Thurman. Now they're down to the Saskatchewan 16, and Matt Schiltz weaving his way through the defense. Kept the football. He is inside the Riders' 10.
Now, perfect time for a quarterback draw. They had a three-man front from the Saskatchewan Roughriders, body on body on those three, plus some linebackers there, and that's a good decision by Schiltz. Tucks that right up the middle there.
Inside the 10, a little aggressive. The ball is on the Riders' 10. Three receivers to the field side. That's to the left of Matt Schiltz as the Tiger Cats are going from left to right. It's a 2nd and 4. Schiltz looks left. Now he's running left, throws left, open receiver. It's a touchdown. Omar Bayless, his 2nd of the game. Another touchdown for the Tiger Cats.
This is
There is a flag, though.
I believe it's roughing the passer well after the throw.
Roughing the passer, Saskatchewan number 91. 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Okay.
Very good. That was just a great job by Schiltz. He leaks out of the pocket, stays alive, buys time to the left, and Omar Bayless ends up as the longer a quarterback can buy time, every coverage breaks down eventually. There's nothing but man coverage left after 7 seconds have passed.
Yeah.
Everything's developed already, and Bayless gets dropped, forgotten about in the front corner of the end zone.
Omar Bayless, 2 touchdowns in the game, so we're raving about Bo Levi Mitchell on that drive. That's a pretty good first drive for Matt Schiltz.
Wow, impressive. We've got two great examples of quarterback play, and we're not to the half point yet here.
Tiger Cats getting healthy at the right time. Couple of touchdowns. It's 14-2. Tiger Cats lead with 10:30 to go in the half. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Usually Green Day is a good thing for the Roughriders, but it's been good for the Tiger Cats tonight. Bo Levi Mitchell has orchestrated a touchdown drive. Matt Schiltz has orchestrated a touchdown drive. They lead the Saskatchewan Roughriders in this football game. Now 15-2 after that kickoff goes into the end zone and the Riders take a knee.
Yeah, huge kick all the way back, maybe 5 yards into the end zone, and Riders elect to give up the single there. Probably not a bad idea, honestly. There's a lot of, they have that safety in hand, so they got the 2 points, and now they're up on the 40-yard line.
Riders' 2 points came on a Bo Levi Mitchell intentional grounding call. They had to review that, and here's a run by Jamal Morrow, and Luke's reaction is because of the strong defense by Kenneth George Jr. He did not let the running back move him at all, stood him up.
That was an incredibly physical open field tackle by Kenneth George Jr. there. Orlando Steinauer will say it's one of his mantras. Any tackle is a good tackle in the open field. Like, you don't got to make it beautiful. That really was a beautiful tackle.
So the Riders are 2nd and 8 from their own 42. Dolegala looking right, and he's hit as he throws. The ball is popped loose. Sean Bain jumps on it.
That was bizarre. Jake Dolegala, it looked like he was going to throw to his right side, and it looked like he tucked the football, but all of a sudden it was rolling down the field to the offensive left.
That was a weird one. It's exactly what happened, Luke. He tried to hang on to it.
It seems like that should actually be an incomplete pass to me, and I bet this gets moved back 5 yards in favor of Hamilton. They're discussing it right now.
It's Tiger Cats defense.
It was an incomplete pass on the play. 3rd down.
This defense, Luke, Simone Lawrence had a huge sack that pushed the Riders out of field goal position, and then on the previous drive, Jameer Thurman on a 3rd and 1. The Riders tried a little trickery with Jamal Morrow. Thurman tackled for a loss, and here they don't allow the Riders any more than 2 yards. And they're kicking again. Korczak's kick drifts back to the 15 for Tyreek McAllister. He's across the 25 to 30 and forced out of bounds just past the 30.
First substantial yardage we've seen on any return in the punt game for the Ticats. But now Matt Schultz will get a little breathing room here off of his own goal line.
Yeah, we'll take a break. Let's see if Matt Schultz can follow that great last drive up with another one. It's 15-2 Ticats. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Great to have you listening on the Ticats Audio Network. It's been a good game for the Tiger Cats so far. 15-2, they lead the Riders. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker. Want to say hello to a couple of our listeners on the Ticats Audio Network. Donna Harrison in Azilda, that's near Sudbury. David Hazel. David, thank you for listening. Get the coffee out. He's in London, England, so a late night, early morning there, but listening to the Ticats, that's amazing. And Wayne Vollett in Hanover, or also known as, Wayne has let us know, the Little Hammer.
Perfect. The Little Hammer. I'll remember that when I am able to make a trip.
Yeah, absolutely. The Made in the Hammer uniforms are what the Tiger Cats are wearing tonight in Regina. All steel gray, black helmets, black numbers with the gold trim. Beginning this drive from their own 31. Matt Schultz hands off to James Butler. Well, now that's the storyline that we talked about before the game, Luke. James Butler, 58 yards shy of 1,000 on the season. That'll put him over 20 yards so far tonight. So he's in that 30, 35-yard range that he needs to get to 1,000 yards.
Yes, sir. That'll be exciting and a well-deserved benchmark in a very good season from him.
3-yard gain that time for Butler. He's chipping away at that 1,000-yard mark. 2nd and 7. Tiger Cats on their 34-yard line. 3 receivers to the field side. Matt Schultz looking over the middle. He throws to an open receiver. Terry Godwin wide open over the middle. Down across the Riders' 40. Brought down near the 35. Another explosive play from the Tiger Cats. It's a first down and way more. Presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Well, what a great job with his eyes, Matt Schultz. This is an interesting defensive front. They show a heavy blitz and drop everybody out. They rush 4, your standard defensive rush there. And as everyone's moving and gliding through that defense from right to left, Godwin comes in and Schultz finds him deep across the middle. Wonderful job.
41 yards now. The Tiger Cats are on the Saskatchewan 35. Matt Schultz steps back, changes the plays in the shotgun, gets the snap, patient in the pocket, throws over the middle. It's caught this time by Keandre Smith, and he's down near the Roughriders 10. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling again with an Active Green and Ross first down.
Well, that looked very different, equally as productive, but this time you've got a lot of Saskatchewan defenders sitting in that deep midfield there, but Keandre Smith gets in phase with Matt Schultz. You kind of be quarterback friendly, finds a little gap in that under coverage. The linebackers there, and Schultz again just with great timing and great release right to Keandre Smith.
Matt Schultz has gone 5 for 5, 119 yards passing. He's thrown a touchdown. Here's James Butler, gets the handoff, has some blocking, trying to squeeze a few more yards. Ryder jumps into the pile late. They never did get James Butler to the ground, but his forward progress was stopped after about 4 or 5 yards.
It's worth saying at this point, RJ, too, that we've seen such a productive first half from this offense. 2 different quarterbacks coming back in with good production. And this is Mike Gibson, the offensive line coach, who's calling plays.
Yes.
It's a very interesting little piece of, call it adversity. You've got your play caller, Scott Milanovic, out for the evening, and a different play caller, but that to no apparent lacking of production.
Keep your input coming, Mike Gibson. Matt Schultz throwing. Sean Thomas Erlington dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger Cats.
Wow, just like that. You saw Bo Levi Mitchell 2 plays down the field. This couldn't have been, 4 plays, I think, for Matt Schultz and his offense in just massive chunks of yardage. And it's Sean Thomas Erlington, the veteran jack of all trades, who stretches across this goal line for the touchdown. This is an impressive looking offense and Hamilton Ticat team.
Tiger Cats offense, the best it's looked all season, just unstoppable. That Tiger Cats touchdown presented by Turkstra Lumber. Mark Leggio, he hasn't been needed for field goals. He's been needed for converts, though. His 3rd convert of the game puts the Tiger Cats ahead 22-2. So the Tiger Cats, with 5:16 to go, have a huge lead in Regina. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats on fire in Saskatchewan. 22-2. They lead the football game, playing great on offense. Bo Levi Mitchell played the opening quarter, went 4 for 7, 129 yards, threw a touchdown. That's all he was going to play in this game. He's healthy, no problems. And Matt Schultz has come in and, dare I say, he's been even better. 6 for 6, 127 yards and 2 touchdowns. Riders on this return. The ball pops loose. Tiger Cats say they have it. The officials point the Tiger Cats get the football.
Wow.
On the kickoff that was fumbled by the Roughriders, the Tiger Cats create another turnover.
Well, how about the Hamilton special teams unit? We've been talking about the defense stealing every single point they can away from the Sask offense.
On the field, there was a fumble recovered by Hamilton.
The offense scoring a touchdown almost on every drive, it seems. Well, this special teams unit has got a single on a kickoff and now forced a fumble and a recovery. Nick Cross is the one who looks like comes up with the actual ball. Excuse me. He forces the fumble on the returner. What an unbelievable job this Hamilton team is doing. This is not an easy place to go to, RJ. Saskatchewan, forget about 4 straight losses. Forget about where we are in the season. It's just not easy to go into Mosaic and play. It's just, there's just so much Sask energy in the building. And the Ticats are not just winning right now, they are dominating.
Tiger Cats want that home playoff game, so the fumble created by Nick Cross. Panay Pavihi, the top global pick for the Tiger Cats in this past draft, got the fumble recovery. Matt Schultz in the Tiger Cats offense back out there on the Riders 36. Swing pass out to James Butler, and he takes it across the 30, the 25. It is another first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Well, love to see James Butler with some receptions out of the backfield, but that doesn't help us get closer to 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah,
so
let's get all our storylines done in the first half.
Come on, Mike Gibson. I know this is your first game calling plays for the Ticats, but come on, he's almost 1,000 yards.
So the Tiger Cats now inside the Riders 25. Here's a run for James Butler, and looked like he was ducking down, trying to hide behind that offensive line. Found a bit of a hole. He'll get 4 yards maybe on that carry. Ball on the Saskatchewan 20. He did get exactly 4 yards. James Butler now needs 28 more yards to get to 1,000. Ball on the Roughriders 20. It's a 2nd and 6 here for Matt Schultz and the Tiger Cats offense. Schultz taps his right foot. Now he's in the shotgun. He's under pressure, backpedaling, and he throws. It's intercepted. Larry Dean intercepts it, and Tim White comes in and makes the tackle. I believe that's Tim White's 8th tackle of the season.
That is a pretty interesting stat that you just pulled off the top of your head there, RJ. Very impressive.
Your eyes popped open. I'm going to double check that. But
You've had some good ones, and I'm sorry to be laughing at this moment of an interception in scoring territory. And there's a lot of conversation going on here as to what the actual end of this play is going to result in. Matt Schultz actually kind of threw the ball away, but obviously in a very poor direction. And it was Tim White who got the tackle on Larry Dean. Yeah, Schultz's arm is sort of pinned to his body there as getting tackled at the throw as he was trying to probably throw it out of bounds.
That's all we needed is one.
So the Roughriders get a turnover, one blip for the Tiger Cats. Well, there was a fumble earlier in the game by James Butler that the Riders were able to recover. Did not turn it into any points.
Yeah, it's actually 2-2 turnovers right now.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Major foul, unnecessary roughness, Hamilton number 13. Major foul, unnecessary roughness, Saskatchewan number 45. Both fouls offset. First down, Saskatchewan.
So Pete Robertson on the defensive line for Saskatchewan. Of course, Chris Osakusi, but it was away from the play. I don't think it was something that was really relevant to the turnover.
Riders take over on their own 16. I confirm the statistic. That is Tim White's 8th tackle of the season.
I am still impressed. Very good.
Jake Dolegala and the Roughriders with 3:17 to go in the opening half, trying to get something going, trying to help their playoff lives. Stearns makes the catch, and he's forced out of bounds after a small gain, maybe about 5 yards.
Yeah, tough. Both quarterbacks, Bo Levi Mitchell with the intentional grounding in the end zone, sort of one he'd like to have back, and then Matt Schultz is saying to himself, you gotta pick a way to end that play with a more secured throwaway there.
2nd and 6 for the Roughriders. Dolegala throws to his right and completes the pass, but a big hit immediately by Richard Leonard. There was no time for the Rough Rider Stearns to make a play after he made the catch. The veteran Leonard with a great tackle. And that'll force the Riders into a punting situation, which we will get to when we come back. We're at the 3-minute warning. 2:43 to go in the half. Tiger Cats lead 22-2. And they'll get the football back when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats in Regina taking on the Riders, leading 22-2, and the Riders punting. Oh, that was very nearly blocked. Coming up to retrieve it is Tyreek McAllister, takes it at his own 45. The Riders have been very good at shutting down McAllister. He won't get to the Tiger Cats 50, but regardless, he caught it in good field position, so the offense comes on the field with Matt Schultz.
Yeah, the Ticats with the most big play returns in the CFL coming into this week, and not too much in the return game tonight. The Sask has done a good job in their coverage units of stopping Tyreek McAllister, but you just never know with him.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, after a quiet night, you just don't know when McAllister is going to turn what looks like nothing into something.
Well, last game against Calgary, those 2 fourth-quarter returns, one 39 yards, one 54 yards, that really put the Tiger Cats in good position to get field goals, and they won by 7 points. Those 2 field goals were huge. 2:21 to go. James Butler gets the handoff. He's across midfield, across the 50. This is a big run for James Butler. It's a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. 15 yards. He's 13 away from 1,000 this season.
Great run off the left edge there. And we've talked throughout the season, it's such a balance of offensive line and the running back to make these plays happen, and you can see a little bit of both here. He gets that through that initial line of defense with great blocking from the Ticat front 5, and then is able to get a few more on his own effort in the secondary.
There's a Rough Rider down. There's 2:15 to go in the opening half. Bo Levi Mitchell began the game for the Tiger Cats. He went 4 for 6, 129 yards. He threw a touchdown to Omar Bayless, looked really, really good. And he played 1 quarter. He's healthy. Looks like he's getting back into game action. That's great news for the Tiger Cats. And even better news is Matt Schultz has come in the 2nd quarter and has also been amazing. 7 for 8, 139 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and that one incompletion, or that one little blip, was an interception. So Schultz and Bo injured for a good chunk of this season, Luke. They're back, and they both look really, really good.
So what do you do? You've got 2 weeks left of regular season, and if the Ticats can continue to win these games with a little help from Montreal, they'll be looking at the last game of the regular season at Tim Hortons Field to decide.
That would be amazing.
It would.
Home field advantage.
It'd be amazing for you and me, RJ, because that would be a fun game to call.
Yeah.
And what that means is to then back-to-back weeks play Montreal, but you got to win the first one to determine where the second one is for that first semifinal playoff game. But before then, you've got 2 quarterbacks who are both very productive, and I can hear Coach Orlando Steinauer saying it's a good problem to have.
Yeah. Well, I think in post-game tonight, you, me, Bubba, and Andy will talk to Coach O. I think you really have to lock Coach O down and get an answer out of him. Who's your starter in the playoffs?
Let's not let him off the phone until he gives us an answer.
The injured Rough Rider, Amari Henderson, got up. He was able to get off the field under his own power. The ball is on the Rough Riders' 46-yard line. Tiger Cats lead 22-2. The only points the Roughriders have gotten were Bo Levi Mitchell threw the ball and got charged with intentional grounding in the end zone. James Butler, another nice carry. He'll get maybe 5, maybe 6 as he just angled off to the right a little bit.
Here's that interesting field position, RJ. Again, they're at the 40-yard line. You hit that mark, you're generally in field goal range depending on the wind, which doesn't seem to be a huge factor tonight. This is where we see Simone Lawrence early in this game get a huge sack for a loss and take Saskatchewan out of field goal range. Now it's the Ticats' turn to see if they can convert this second down, keep this drive going, or at least secure their field goal position.
It's a 2nd and 6 on the Saskatchewan 41. Matt Schultz back to pass, looks left, throws. He's got an open receiver. It's Sean Thomas Erlington, and he hurdles over a Rough Rider and dives ahead. It should be enough for the first down. There is a flag on the play.
Well, STE pops up right off the ground there, but it...
Major foul, unnecessary roughness. Saskatchewan number 38, 15-yard penalty, and a first down.
Well, Derek Moncrief with a really hard tackle on Sean Thomas Erlington, but like I said, he's up and right back into the huddle there. And that 15-yard penalty on Sask, just when a losing team, that's exactly when they get that penalty. We just mentioned the Ticats knock Sask back out of that field goal range, right? And the exact opposite happens to Saskatchewan here, who's struggling to find wins, struggling to get any traction in this game. And the Ticats and Matt Schultz just slingshot well into scoring zone here.
That first down presented by Active Green and Ross. Schultz hands it off to James Butler, starts to his left and tries to cut to his right. The Riders are able to stop him on a short gain. Rough Riders have lost 4 straight coming into this game. Last season, if you remember, they were hosting the Grey Cup. They lost 7 in a row to end the season and miss the playoffs. They're having a late season collapse again.
Timeout, Saskatchewan.
Rough Riders call a timeout with 1:25 to go. Hoping to get the ball back. James Butler needs 7 yards to reach 1,000 yards rushing this season. It would be back-to-back seasons he'd hit that mark. Came into the week 3rd in the CFL in rushing yards. He's been a great addition, an off-season addition. Bo Levi Mitchell, another off-season addition. Played the first quarter, looked really good. He's healthy. Matt Schultz is running the offense now. 2nd and 7 for the Tiger Cats from the Saskatchewan 16. Schultz gets the snap, rolls to his right, throwing end zone, and it's too high. It's over the head of Tim White. It's incomplete.
Sort of a last option there. Schultz was deep in the backfield, moving to his right. No chance to run for a first down, and that was really kind of throwing it away. Not a great opportunity there, and smart move just to kill that one.
Mark Leggio will come on for the field goal. There's 1:20 to go in the half. Tiger Cats, if successful on this field goal, it will be their highest scoring opening half this season. Leggio setting up for a 23-yard field goal attempt. Leggio's first field goal attempt of this game. He's hit his last 4 in a row, make it 5 in a row. He's good from 23 yards, adds to the Tiger Cats lead. It's now 25-2 with 1:17 to go in the opening half. The Tiger Cats' highest scoring first half this season.
Yeah, what a great position to be in as you're getting so close to playoffs, after you've locked in playoffs, and it's almost like they're peaking at the right time. It feels really good to be able to say that. We talked before the game about injuries. The injuries are sort of, peaking at a right time, so to speak. Strange stat to give on injuries, but they're getting guys healthy, as the season comes to an end here. And they've got Sask right where they want them at the end of this first half. Yeah, injuries have been a factor, and the Tiger Cats were able to withstand it. Next man up. Picton makes the catch, and he'll cross the Riders' 45, be a little bit short of the first down, but looks like he got 8 or 9 on that reception. So now you see Sask, they're going to kind of hurry up here with 1:13 left. and they have 22-ish more yards, 20 more yards before they're in field goal range.
Handoff goes to Jamal Morrow, and Thurman there on the tackle. Looks like he's got enough for the first down right near midfield.
Sask's 2 points, of course, coming on the safety to Bo Levi Mitchell. You'd love to see this Ticat defense with a shutout in this first half if they can manage here.
Riders haven't been in the red zone. Here's a quick throw by Dolegala, far sideline, caught by Emelis. Steps out of bounds right in front of the Tiger Cats sideline. Stop the clock, 58 seconds to go.
2nd and 4 here.
Tiger Cats have put up 18 points in the second quarter tonight. That's their second highest second quarter of the season. Jamal Morrow, the handoff, angles through the A gap. He's brought down by Dexter Lawson and Simone Lawrence. And they're chipping away here, trying to get a little closer to field goal range. They're down to the Hamilton 40.
Would love to see sort of an aggressive call here, a cover zero or some other, maybe an exotic blitz, try to make Dolegala uncomfortable.
Riders playing fast, seems to be working. Dolegala, he throws, tight coverage, and Jameer Thurman was right there to knock it away from Stearns. Then he slaps the turf, maybe thinking he could have picked it. Knocked it away, though.
Very bang there. The ball and the breakup happened all just at the same time at the point of contact there. Jameer Thurman, we've seen come up with a couple big plays tonight, including a huge tackle for a loss on the short yardage that forced the turnover on downs. Here you go, you got a 2nd and 10 here.
Speaking of off-season acquisitions, Jameer Thurman, he's the kind of guy you win with. Here's a completed pass to Sean Bain. Simone Lawrence makes the tackle. They'll be short of the first down, 47 seconds to go in the opening half. But they are inside the Hamilton 35. The ball's on the 32.
Yeah, it's really, they say 3rd and 1, but it's really more of a close to 2, and they're not going to go short yardage here. Here's your chance to get them off the field again.
3rd and 2. Riders are going for it. High snap. Morrow, he does get around that left edge. He's got the first down and more. Inside the 20, the 10, and the Roughriders have their first touchdown of the game. And they'll creep a little closer. It's still a healthy Tiger Cats lead, but the Roughriders now trailing 25-8. They have a convert upcoming. Malik Carney had the best chance to stop Morrow immediately, but he was just a fingertip away from getting a good grip on him to be able to bring him down, and Morrow got to the outside and scored the touchdown.
Yeah, that was a 3rd and 2 there. A little run up the middle there. And Morrow able to take it the whole way.
Riders content to stick with 1 here. Brett Lowther. His convert is just inside the left upright. There is a flag. That convert makes it 25-9. To see what this flag is, Andre Prue.
Well, they're walking. The referee crew is chatting with Greg Dickinson. Something against Hamilton here, maybe enforced on the kickoff, but this is actually an interesting opportunity here.
Too many players. Hamilton, by rule, that penalty cannot be enforced since the convert is good.
Okay. This is a good opportunity here for the Ticats. Again, we're kind of in a strange situation here. There is still something to play for. You can lock in that home field advantage if things go right. But the playoffs are locked, and this is an awesome opportunity to try out some stuff in a hurry-up offense. 34 seconds on the clock. You've got to get the return here. You want the clock. You want to be able to stop this clock and try to get down in this 34 seconds into field goal range. You know, you never know when it's decisions that players make in moments like this that can be coached on, talked about, and all of a sudden you get into the playoffs in a situation like this, and you've got to do this exact thing to keep your season alive or something like that. So exciting here moment for Matt Schultz to be able to put a little hurry-up drive together.
Yeah, that's a great point, Luke. It is a great chance for the Tiger Cats. Let's see, maybe Tyreek McAllister can do something magical. Good kickoff. He'll take it at his own 6. He's outside the numbers, up to the 20, now the 30. He's got some blocking ahead. He's across the 35 and brought down just short of the 40. Stayed right along those numbers the whole way up the field.
Okay, clock, of course, stops to start this offensive drive. Matt Schultz is going to have about 32 yards to go to get down to the Sask 40 here.
James Butler, 7 yards away from 1,000 this season. Matt Schultz, 8 for 10, 147 yards. He's thrown a couple of touchdowns and an interception. Ball's on the Hamilton 37. There's 28 seconds to go. Cutting in front was Terry Godwin. The handoff goes to James Butler, and Godwin tried to sell it that he got the direct snap. Nobody bought it, and James Butler ends up with maybe a yard. There is a flag on the play.
Kind of in a holding territory on the outside of this run. No, we'll see. It looks like they're giving the signal for a false start here on the Ticats.
It looks like by the reaction of Coach O.
Illegal procedure, no end. Number 59, Hamilton, was closing the line. That penalty is declined. It will be second down.
Jordan Murray. Another late addition to the Roughriders, but a good addition. Big offensive lineman. Started at right tackle, moved to left tackle. 2nd and 6 from the Hamilton 41, and the Tiger Cats will take a knee. Take a knee to end the opening half. And looks like they're going to have to do it one more time. 1 second on the clock. Tiger Cats leading 25-9, so Matt Schultz will take one more knee here, and that'll be it. That's it for the opening half. The Tiger Cats, their highest scoring first half of the season. They're up 25-9. So the Tiger Cats started with Bo Levi Mitchell, then Matt Schultz came in, and there's a lot to like from both the offense and the defense and the special teams in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of encouraging things, and the kind of left a bad taste in your mouth there at the last minute of that second quarter there. But for 29 minutes of that first half, Hamilton was winning this game in every category. I think you're seeing a Sask team that is really having trouble stopping big plays through the air. You saw it last week against BC, and tonight, like you said, Bo Levi Mitchell and Matt Schultz both with a lot of success in the passing game. This wide receiving group for Hamilton, from where they were at the start of this season and the troubles that this team had passing to what they're doing now, this is a productive passing offense now, and you're seeing it from multiple quarterbacks. It'll be interesting to see the growth that we still have, that are still left in this regular season.
It's the seventh time this season the Tiger Cats have allowed fewer than 10 points in the first half. 25-9, the Tiger Cats lead in Regina. Tiger Cats at the half, presented by My Insurance Broker, with Bubba O'Neill and Andy Fantuz is next on the Ticats Audio Network.
You're listening to Tiger Cats at the half.
Oh, baby. Tiger Cats at the half, presented by My Insurance Broker. Your Hamilton Tiger Cats in control through 30 minutes of football, 25-9 at Mosaic Stadium. Saskatchewan Roughrider fans and maybe even some CFL fans around the Canadian across the country have to be shocked at the way the Tiger Cats are playing. Bubba O'Neill along with Andy Fantuz, and Andy, I would include us in that group as well too. This team just exploded out of the gate on offense, and it was wonderful to see because, as I said to you, not only is it great to see the plays, everyone's eating well on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, shocked, excited. This Ticat team looks dangerous out there tonight. They have 345 yards of offense in one half of football. And the defense is eating out there. Like, as you said, the special teams is playing well. This team looks like a team that we expected to see before the season started, and we are happy and relieved to see right now at this point in the season with just 2.5 games remaining.
Let's start with Bo Levi Mitchell, who comes in there and plays basically a quarter. But what he did right out of the gate was just nothing short of sensational, again, and spreading the ball around. But what I really like there, Andy, is that his throws were on time.
Yeah, we saw them open with a quick screen pass just to get him into the game, and then then in that second drive, he hit the nice deep out route to Tim White. It was a perfect throw, right in rhythm, on time, and then the seam to Tim White, where it was just incredible yards after the catch effort by Tim White. But back to Bo, it was a three-step drop, a rhythm throw, dart right on the line, gave the receiver a chance to make a move after the catch because the timing was so well. And then the touchdown following that to Omar Bayless was on the corner post route. Another perfect timing, rhythm throw. Looking sharp as ever was Bo Levi Mitchell in that first quarter, which was so great to see.
Well, and I guess it's important to stress the fact that as we speak right now, we're under the knowledge that we won't see Bo for the rest of this contest right now, as you've been led to believe, and you have knowledge that this is kind of a pitch count if you were to equate it with baseball.
Yeah, we all kind of talked about that the pregame show, and then it was confirmed by our guy on the sideline that this was in the plans the whole time, was to give Bo some quality reps and get him out. And Matthew Schultz was part of the game plan tonight. So all our listeners, no health issues for Bo Levi, no controversy issues between the quarterbacks as far as who's going to be the starter that we know of. This was the plan. And Matthew Schultz comes in and picks up right where Bo left off and was sharp as ever. He comes in and goes 8 for 10. Another 147 yards, 2 more touchdowns. Both Bo Levi and Matthew did have one kind of mental blunder out there. But as RJ and Luke talked about, the safety by Bo on the intentional grounding really didn't make much of a difference in the grand scheme of things, because in the Canadian Football League, when you're backed up like that, taking a safety is kind of common anyways. It's a lot different than down south, for example.
Just to remind you folks, we will just be going down to the locker room to be talking about exactly what we've seen in this game. Coach O, a player of the game, and that's all coming up. Stick with us at the end of the conclusion of this broadcast, at least at the ball game, because we will continue the conversation and talk to the players and see exactly how they're feeling. Now, before we switch over to the defensive side of things, I think it would be remiss for us not to bring up the contribution, or at least the play calling abilities of offensive line coach Mike Gibson.
Yeah. You'd think without Scott Milanovic there would be some lack of rhythm or some communication issue. Nothing at all. It has just been firing on all cylinders. We mentioned everyone eating, like they're spreading the ball around. I got to get, you talked about Mike Gibson. You got to give some love to the line. We don't do that enough here on our analysis. I've seen Coulter Woodmansey downfield getting some nice blocks and then sealing for James Butler runs. We've seen Jordan Murray making a few nice plays out there, carving some paths for James Butler. There's been no immediate QB pressure, only when the play kind of broke down where there was no receiver open and the 1-2-3 reads. We saw that on that intentional grounding safety, and we saw that on the interception. But it's been impressive outburst by all of the offense, and the receivers look dangerous with some really nice catches, some bursts of speed. When Terry Godwin caught that dig route, he saw he was open, stuck his left foot in the ground, and he was out like a cannon. I don't think we've seen that game speed from him yet since he's been a Ticat. We saw Keandre Smith make a beautiful catch. Omar Bayless bursting on the scenes with 3 catches so far, 2 of them for touchdowns. And of course, Tim White, anytime you go over 100 yards when you're half of a quarter into the game, you and I talked about it, you're on pace for 800 yards. So he's got 2 catches for 109 yards. And yeah, really impressive. But we got to talk about the defense too now, because they're equally as impressive.
Well, and I think I said this to you before. There's something about Simone Lawrence right now. I don't know what it is. I mean, and he's always been an impact player, always one of the best in the Canadian Football League. But, you know, at his, I'm going to say advanced age right now, he seems to be saving his best play for this part of the season right now, because his last 3 games, he's been a real noticeable force out there.
Yeah, anyone who thought he was kind of past his prime and slowing down last season and the start of this season, think again. This guy is everywhere out there. The stats show it, the eye test shows it, the intensity, the impact on the players around him. Just one of the best to ever play the game, and making another just a massive impact play when the Roughriders are in field goal range and able to get the sack and knock them out, forcing the Riders to punt. We saw Jameer Thurman make a huge play on 3rd down, a tackle that
wasn't that something
on an end around that would have probably went for a touchdown if he didn't make that tackle. Saw Nick Cross out there forcing a fumble on the special teams. Just contributions from all aspects of the team, and in a game that right after you find out you clinch the playoffs, you go out to Saskatchewan in a game that you may be testing the waters a bit with your quarterback situation, and already locking up playoffs, to go out there and put this kind of statement game on the board, having your best offensive output yet in a half of football, 345 yards. Wow. I just love what I see, and I'm very optimistic, a lot more optimistic about the future of this team this season.
Folks, if you're wondering what's going on here, the crowd's going crazy right now at Mosaic Stadium. They have the 2013 Grey Cup team that have been all individually announced, and quarterback Darian Durant out there speaking to the crowd, someone you know very, very well, a good guy in his day.
Yeah, Darian's my boy. We came in the same year, 2006. He was the 4th-string quarterback. We had Kerry Joseph. We had Marcus Crandall, Rocky Butler, and then Darian Durant. And we just latched on from the start. And then obviously once he became the starter in my 3rd season, we were partners in crime out there for another 3 years. So great to see him out there looking healthy, looking happy, getting back and kind of going full circle on his career.
One last thing here, 25-9. What do the Ticats do from here?
Can you repeat that first half? I don't know if you can, but I think you just keep the pedal to the metal. Don't ease up, and that's on a play calling. That's obviously in an effort, view of it, and just I really don't know how to make that better. I really can't even tell you.
25-9 is the score right now. It's through 30 minutes of football. Remember, folks, it's a 60-minute football game. As we get ready for the second half, RJ and Luke will be ready from the broadcast booth. And a reminder, we will be here at the conclusion of 60 minutes of football. We're streaming live right now on listen.ticats.ca and across the Ticats audio network. Enjoy the second half.
Tiger Cats lead the Roughriders 25-9, about set to get going in the second half. Great first half for the Tiger Cats on all aspects. The questions going in, the big story, Bo Levi Mitchell back, he's healthy. Well, he looked great. He played a quarter, went 4 for 6, 129 yards, and threw a touchdown to Omar Bayless. Matt Schultz has come in. He's been excellent, too. He's been fun to watch. James Butler is 4 yards shy of 1,000 in the season. So we should be talking about that very shortly. Pretty impressive game so far for the Tiger Cats. And the Roughriders deferred after winning the coin toss, so they will receive in this second half. Get the ball at their own 20, across the 30, the 35, and the tackle made by Bailey Feldman. He makes the tackle and just casually walks 3 steps over to the Tiger Cats sideline like it was an easy day's work.
Job well done. Very good. Well, we'll see. Jake Dolegala and the Sask offense, that was a tough first half there. Not with no production, but unable to put on points until the last minute and 18 seconds when they got the ball back and ran down for a touchdown. And it's right back to them here. We'll see if this Ticat defense can win this drive.
Riders begin this drive from their own 39. Jamal Morrow has the touchdown, trying to get to the outside, and Garrett Davis tracks him down and throws him down after a gain of 1 or 2. That's a big hit, brought to you by my insurance broker.
Great job. Morrow actually got through the line of scrimmage clean, then kind of bounced and shifted for a second. Tried to get to the outside. Garrett Davis with a big stop.
Garrett Davis, another good story. Getting back into game shape, fantastic to see. Dolegala throws, completes it over the middle on the 2nd and 8. It is a Roughriders first down, and they're right at midfield.
That was a very impressive throw there from Dolegala. He does have one of the strongest arms in the league. He's a young guy, but that kind of throw there very quickly over that secondary.
Sean Bain made the catch. Roughriders playing quick. Dolegala back to pass again. Throws, and it's behind Emelis, and it goes incomplete. So the Tiger Cats defense has been very good. Here's a bend but don't break situation. They've got the Roughriders 2nd and 10 right at midfield. A stop here would be big. That ball might have been tipped that Dolegala threw. Bottom line, it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 from right at midfield. Dolegala throws, and that's caught by Picton. And he's tackled by Richard Leonard. He'll be short of the first down, though.
Well, they haven't pulled the offense off the field quite yet. It's a 3rd and 4 at least. There's Dolegala coming to the sidelines now. Finally, this punt team for Sask going to take the field there. Actually looked like the Sask receiving corps was offsides on that last play, but that did not get called. Good tackle short of the first down by the Hamilton defense. That's it. Sorry, that's a win right there. You go into halftime, and the first, Mark Washington saying, we got to get out there and get off the field without points given up. Well done.
Tyreek McAllister was contained in the opening half. He'll let this one bounce at the 10, and it goes for a single point. That almost took a 90-degree right turn and almost went out of bounds at the 1. It hit the pylon. It is a point. So we will take a break. We're early in the second half, and the Tiger Cats offense will come on the field for the first time in the second half. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. Great to have you with us on the Ticats Audio Network. RJ Broadhead, Luke Tasker, Tiger Cats playing well at Mosaic Stadium. 25-10, they lead the Roughriders, and they'll begin this drive from their own 40. Matt Schultz is the quarterback. Omar Bayless, Terry Godwin, they peel off to the right. Handoff goes to, it's a fake, and now Matt Schultz rolls to his right. He got me, Luke, and passes to Sean Thomas Erlington. He'll get gain of about 4.
You were getting ready to make the 1,000-yard call for James Butler in the play action there, but
I was.
Good pickup of 6 by Sean Thomas Erlington there.
Yeah, I kind of figured first down, let him get his 4 yards.
Not yet.
No, that's good. That's good. That's probably what the Roughriders defense was thinking too. There
you go.
2nd and 4 for the Tiger Cats. From their own 46. Matt Schultz back to pass, looking to his left. Nothing there. Thought about checking it down. He'll run it instead. He's across the 50, slides, and he's got enough for the first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Yeah, good decision. Just the last second he stayed in the pocket there until he just had to either throw this away or run, and Matt Schultz is he has great timing at making the decision to get that first down.
He is a great runner as well. Talked to him this week, and at one point he was told his career might be in jeopardy. And here he is, playing great for the Tiger Cats. Early third quarter. 1st and 10 from the Hamilton 52. Schultz being tracked down, waited, then tossed it to James Butler. Now he's off to the races. The 30, the 25, down to the 20, and he's tripped up there. James Butler with a great catch and run. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. With an active Green and Ross first down.
And Matt Schultz was getting tracked down very quickly in the backfield, and is the more time that quarterback can draw the rush towards him, sets up a screen even more. And James Butler took off for a huge gain after Matt Schultz did a great job setting that up, and now they're deep into scoring territory.
38 yards for James Butler. It was a reception, not a run. Both quarterbacks, 6 pass completions for 20 or more yards.
Wow, that is impressive. That is a great yard per pass gain there.
They're down to the Saskatchewan 20. James Butler with the carry goes off to the left, and he's got the 1,000 yards. He'll be very close to a first down. James Butler, over 1,000 yards rushing in his first season as a Tiger Cat, and no time to celebrate here.
What an accomplishment, and to do that back-to-back seasons, but for different teams, it's not easy. You got to change coordinators, quarterbacks, offensive lines. It's a big transition in your career to go all the way across the country like that, not to mention the lifestyle change that is. And James Butler has snapped into place here with the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and as they have now clinched playoffs, James Butler has been a huge part of the Hamilton Tiger Cats this season.
You think the Tiger Cats know that he's hit 1,000 yards? There's not a lot of celebrating.
Great point, and sometimes it is hard. You don't know on the exact play like that, but they'll know on the sidelines, and they'll certainly make a point of it as they come off the sidelines here.
There is a Rough Rider down. We're going to take a quick break. 25-10, Ticats lead, and they're on the Riders' 13-yard line. We'll be right back in the Ticats Audio Network. Back in Regina, Tiger Cats on the Saskatchewan 12, and Schultz hands off to the 1,000-yard plus rusher, James Butler, and he runs into a wall of Rough Riders. He's so athletic, gets pushed down after the play, and somehow springs back to his feet.
Waiting for the spot here.
Now, it doesn't look like he's going to have much by where the official's standing. Maybe all on the
okay, they did get the
7.
They did get the first down. You're right on the 7-yard line there.
So it's 1st and goal here for the Tiger Cats.
Seems like Butler deserves a touchdown after getting the 1,000-yard mark. What do you think?
I think he does. Leads the team with 8. Can he get to 9? Oh, a great move. He would have been tackled in the backfield. Did a 360. Stayed alive for a bit, and then he did another 180. And a lot of spins by James Butler to get maybe a yard.
Yeah, that was a wild run there. He got caught up by one leg in the backfield and had a great spin move out of it, but nowhere to go, and they're going to have to settle for a field goal. Omar Bayless limping as he gets up off the ground, and Schultz still on the field, of course, 2nd down here.
You're right about Omar Bayless. He doesn't look comfortable, but he's got 2 touchdowns in the game, so there's no way he's coming out. He wants the hat trick of touchdowns. Looks okay as they come out of the huddle. 2nd and goal from the 7. Matt Schultz, empty backfield. Steps straight back, pressure coming, throws over the middle, and it is incomplete. Intended for Tim White, had to reach for it, could not make the catch.
Tim White with the 83-yard reception from Bo Levi Mitchell early in the game. An unbelievable play. And since then, not too much happening for number 12. This ball just a little bit low and inside there, where it would have been a nice touchdown there for Tim White. Now they're going to have to settle for the field goal unit coming on.
Mark Leggio is made his only field goal of the game. It was a short 23-yarder. This one will be even shorter. 14-yard field goal attempt for Mark Leggio. Gordon White, the long snapper. The holder is Corey Vedvik. Haven't heard a lot of Vedvik in this game. And Leggio is successful on the field goal. He's hit his last 6 in a row, and the Tiger Cats extend their lead now 28-10, and we're exactly halfway through the third quarter. Tiger Cats playing well at Mosaic Stadium in Regina. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Grey Cup is going to be so exciting. Carrie Underwood on the Friday. Green Day will play halftime of the Grey Cup. We'll have to wait and see who will be in the Grey Cup. We know the Tiger Cats are in the playoffs. They're still trying to hunt down Montreal for second spot.
Illegal procedure, Saskatchewan. Number 53, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So the ball was just snapped, and the Roughriders take a penalty. That'll push them back. Each team has had one drive in this second half, Luke.
Yeah, long drive there by Hamilton with James Butler's 1,000-yard mark. A couple injuries and ate up most of the third quarter here. Tough first down here for Sask.
First and 15 from their own 35. Dolegala stays in the pocket, throws and completes it to Jareth Stearns. And he will have the Riders close to their original line of scrimmage. It'll be a 2nd and 11.
Sask offense hurrying up again to take the line. Like you said, 2nd and 11. This is a good opportunity for Mark Washington's defense.
Ball on the Riders 39. Dolegala under pressure. Mo Diallo has him. Mo Diallo with the sack. And a little celebration from the big man.
Simone Lawrence in there too. Man, what a great drive. A net loss of 8 yards there for Sask in a 2 and out. And this defense just not giving up any room here. Tyreek McAllister is going to have an opportunity, RJ, and it feels like a moment when he's going to take advantage and make an impact on this game.
Mo Diallo is as strong a player as there is, and Craig Dickinson talking to Andre Prue. We're going to find out what that's about.
Challenging the previous play for roughing the passer. The play will be reviewed.
Okay, so I saw a replay, Luke, and Chris Edwards went by and may have hit Dolegala in the helmet. It looked harmless. Well, it might have got right in the eye hole of the face mask.
Yeah, Mo Diallo's hand is on the top of the helmet too. It's such a challenging part of football that they're asking defenders to be aware of quarterbacks who are trying to duck underneath a tackle, and they're effectively putting their face mask in harm's way. Very difficult.
We'll take a break, have the answer when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network. And stick with us all the way. We'll have you covered. Let us know where you're listening from, too. You can email gameday@ticats.ca. Want to say hello to Tom in Ancaster. Wondering quickly, Luke, do you celebrate 2 Thanksgivings?
Great question. I loved Canadian Thanksgiving when I played here. Steve and Barb Townsend, many Thanksgivings with them on the mountain in Hamilton. And
upon review by the command center, there was roughing the passer. Hamilton, number 24, 15-yard penalty, and a first down.
Well, that changes things and really takes the festive answer you were giving about Thanksgiving.
I enjoyed the years when I did have 2 Thanksgivings. Now I'm down to the 1.
Wow. The mood has changed.
Yeah.
Wanda in Burlington doing the dishes after Thanksgiving dinner. So hi, Wanda and Miles having a barbecue in Nanaimo. All great to have you listening on the Ticats Audio Network. Andre Prue with an interlude there with the challenge that helps the Roughriders move up near midfield on their own 54. Morrow starts to his left. Now he finds an opening as he cuts right. Jameer Thurman, Stavros Katsantonis combine on the tackle, but Morrow gets down to the Tiger Cats' 45-yard line. That penalty has really changed things.
It sure did, and we mentioned briefly, that is a tough penalty to avoid, but unfortunately just as costly, and Sask taking advantage of it and moving quickly here.
5.5 to go in the third quarter. Jamal Morrow, he made a spin move in the backfield, but didn't get much more. Canson-Tonis was there along with Casey Sales to push him back a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Well, there's the Ticat defense. Once again, you know, the momentum gets swung a little bit in the way of Sask after the penalty and a big gain there. And then a great tackle for a loss, right? Again, as Sask starts to get close to field goal range, right?
You said it already, Luke.
It's great.
I was just thinking that. It's a 2nd and 11, and this is a huge down for both teams. Tiger Cats trying to prevent more points. Dolegala throws, completes the pass. It's caught by Jareth Stearns, and Canson-Tonis shifted from trying to make the tackle to trying to get the ball loose. Couldn't do that, and it's a first down for the Riders.
Yeah, good call. You're exactly right. He sort of got stuck in the mentality of, you know, going from trying to break up the pass to trying to get the ball out, and unfortunately allowed Stern to gain the yards needed for a first.
Now the Riders are in field goal position on the Tiger Cats 32-yard line. Dolegala takes a look. 3 receivers to his left. The field side pressure coming. Gets rid of the football, and it sails incomplete, out of bounds. But the pressure was coming on Dolegala, and he had to get rid of it.
Well, great job in the defensive rush there, putting the pressure on, and Will Sunderland was right in position at the top of that route too, though the ball was thrown out of bounds. Again, the Ticats have given themselves an opportunity here, forcing the 2nd and 10.
Mo Diallo,
wow,
he's really got a target on the quarterback right now. He just missed getting another sack. 2nd and 10 for the Roughriders from the Hamilton 32. 4 receivers to the left this time. Dolegala, he fakes the throw, then a late handoff to Morrow, and Casey Sales and Jagarrett Davis were right there to stop him. Riders well short of the first down, and that will set up a field goal situation.
Man, when you're a field goal kicker and a holder, that operation, you hate to see that 2nd down get a tackle for a loss. Yes, they're still in field goal range here, but it's just mentally, you know, just knowing that you had to lose a few more yards, and they're lining up for a 42-yarder. And this field goal, it's an 18-point difference right now, and this pushes it back to a 2-score game if you can make it. So not a meaningless kick. 42 yards for Brett Lawther, former Ticat.
Lawther attempting the field goal. The kick is up, and it's good with plenty of leg from 42 yards. So the Riders hang in there. It's 28-13. Tiger Cats still leading. They answer the field goal that the Tiger Cats were able to get on their last drive. Now, Matt Schultz, who's gone 10 for 13, 191 yards, 2 touchdowns, he's thrown 1 interception. Bo Levi Mitchell played the first quarter. We believe that was the plan. He is not injured, played the first quarter, hadn't played in 10 weeks, looked good, 4 for 6 he went, 129 yards. And he threw a touchdown to Omar Bayless. Also in this game, James Butler has hit the 1,000-yard rushing mark. Tiger Cats will start this drive from their own 40. Here's James Butler, and might have lost a yard there. Looks like they are pushing him back to the 39. Sorry, Luke.
Yeah, no, loss of a yard there. Tough 2nd down to start this drive. Hamilton's been overall very productive tonight, but I'd love to see them get back to some of that aggressive pass calling that we saw in the first half of this game.
Tiger Cats in their Made in the Hammer uniforms, all steel gray, going from right to left. 2nd and long here for the Tiger Cats offense. 2nd and 11 from their own 39. Schultz stays in the pocket, throws, and hits Terry Godwin on the run. He's got the first down and more. He's got some blocking ahead of him, too. He's in Rough Rider territory down near the Riders' 40-yard line. It is a first down and way more, presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Wow. Well, there you go. They called Terry Godwin's number coming across from left to right, and I just love Terry Godwin at the top of the route here. He has such a good deceptiveness in the way that he changes angles towards the catch point, and great job after the catch there as well.
Matt Schultz He was out for a long time, too. That was a great throw. Here's a dump off to James Butler. Now he's trying to do his thing and avoid tackles. He's across the 35 and just a little short of the 30. And about a yard short of the first down.
That Terry Godwin reception, it was a 2nd and 11. Just such an impressive job to keep that drive alive. You've got a pretty good lead here, 2 scores. And you know, you can, if you can avoid the mentality of just trying to coast, you know, there's still so much time, a full quarter left here, and they've got their foot on the gas still.
Short yardage here for the Tiger Cats. Kai Loxley has come in. He's been really good for the Tiger Cats in these situations. He goes to the left and he gets the yard. It is a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. And this is a topic we talked about, Luke, you and I, on Ticats this week, and it'll be a topic heading into the playoffs. Loxley has really carved out a niche role with the Tiger Cats as the third string, the short yardage guy. He can be a receiver, he can be a hands guy. He's pretty valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a great guy to have at in your third string position. And honestly, if you have all 3 of your quarterbacks healthy, you don't need all 3 of them on a game roster. And that's Taylor Powell finds himself with a headset on tonight.
James Butler gets the handoff. He's doing his spin moves. Will result in a gain of 1 or 2 yards. Loxley's also 6'4", 210 pounds, so that's why he's really good in the short yardage. That is the end of the third quarter, and the Tiger Cats are in control of this football game. They lead 28-13 with 1 quarter to go. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Well, one of these things isn't like the others, but we'll take that company.
Yes.
Carrie Underwood, Green Day. It's going to be a great Grey Cup weekend, and I know Tiger Cats fans want to see their team in it and have some hope they might be in it the way they're playing tonight. Here's a 2nd and 9 as we start the fourth quarter. Tiger Cats are on the Roughriders 29, and this time Matt Schultz might have just been throwing that one away. It's incomplete. There is a flag, though.
It looked like he had the throw to his left there and a little 5-yard speed out, an Oscar route, but threw it uncatchable to the sidelines.
Hamilton, number 62. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Tyrone Riley, officially in his 2nd year with the Tiger Cats, but a young player who's emerged on that offensive line, 6'6", 291. It'll be a 2nd and 19 now for the Tiger Cats. This has pushed them back to the Roughriders 39-yard line. They had no problem with a 2nd and 11 on this drive. Let's see what they can do with 2nd and 19. Empty backfield for Matt Schultz, and great catch by Keandre Smith. It was a wide receiver screen out to the left, and he won't get the first down, but the fact he was able to haul it in and get some positive yardage was good.
Absolutely. It's a much higher probability field goal now. Gets down to the 29-yard line, and that was a great job. The little bubble to the left there to secure that one-handed with his left hand there. Mark Leggio with a little relief on the field goal distance.
By the way, this is the only time we've seen the punter, Corey Vedvik, as the holder in this game. He has not punted. Mark Leggio is getting set up for a 37-yard attempt, and this kick is good. Leggio 3 for 3 in the game. He's hit his last 7 in a row, and the Tiger Cats have cracked the 30-point mark. They're at 31 points. The Roughriders are at 13, the inverse. And we're very early, just a minute into the fourth quarter. So the Tiger Cats defense getting a stop here and trying to take hope away from the Roughriders is important. Riders have not clinched a playoff spot. If the Riders were to come back, that would eliminate the East crossover. Yes, that's still a thing. Here's a sack. It's Jamal Davis. Welcome to the Tiger Cats, number 99, his second sack in as many games.
Wow, unbelievable job. And you can see he's showing up in the run stop in a big way, and now he gets Dolegala for a loss of 7 in the backfield on the first play of the drive. Very, very tough to be in a 2nd and 17 right off the bat, coming off the bench.
What a great add Davis has been to this defensive line for the Tiger Cats. Ball on the 33, Dolegala, long, 2nd and 17, has to check it down to Morrow, and the Tiger Cats, oh boy, he broke a couple of tackles. Looked like they'd have him way short of the first down, and now this will be interesting. If he is short, it's only by a yard.
Yeah, they're definitely going to bring their short yardage crew out to give this a try. Why not? Unbelievable job after the catch. It's a check down. Dolegala keeps his eyes downfield until he can't and finds Morrow. He got, of the 16 yards gained, 10 of them were at least in yards after the catch and breaking tackles. Really impressive job there. Unfortunate for the Ticat defense.
So the Roughriders all kind of hanging back. Now they're in their short yardage formation with Antonio Pipkin under center. And boy, this is going to be close, Luke. I'm not sure that he got it. Tiger Cats have been good in short yardage this season. We've seen them stop teams numerous times. The officials have not made a call yet. And Craig Dickinson, the Roughriders head coach, is sweating. Tiger Cats offense is creeping onto the field here. They think this is a turnover.
Well, he had to get the ball right to the Saskatchewan 50-yard line, right on the money, and it was a third and 1.5. And they're going to bring it out to measure here.
Yeah, they're going to measure. So the ball is, this will be close. Everybody's holding their breath.
It's tough too. The ball's right on the mosaic sign at midfield, so you can't see the 50-yard line run through the paint.
That's right. And Simone Lawrence just got down on his hands and knees to make sure that ball wasn't creeping any closer. Here's the measurement. Andre Prue over the football. The other officials with the chains. It is a turnover on downs. 2 links of the chain short. What a stop by this Tiger Cats defense. They do it on 3rd and short again. Big hit thrown by Panay Pavihi, the rookie. The first global pick for the Tiger Cats. He stopped Pipkin. That was a big hit. Brought to you by my insurance broker. The defense does it again, gets the turnover on downs. Tiger Cats take over on the Saskatchewan 50 when we come back, and they lead 31-13. This is the Ticats Audio Network. So Andre Prue, there was a challenge. Craig Dickinson had challenged, and I missed what the challenge was, Luke, but they won the challenge. He's won 2 challenges tonight. He was 0 for 6 coming in. And the Roughriders keep the football, so they needed another inch, and he challenged the spot. And they got it on a review. So what a change that is. It looked like the Tiger Cats had the turnover on downs, but the Roughriders keep the football by getting an extra inch on the spot. Here's a pass intended for Kean Schaefer-Baker, but it missed him. It's incomplete.
That's 2 huge challenges that have come through in Saskatchewan's favor by Craig Dickinson. And that's a potential game-changing, moment there. That's a huge opportunity, and unfortunately, a miscommunication there from Dolegala and his receiving crew. Incomplete first down, and Ticats right back into a favorable 2nd and 10 defensively.
Just under 12 minutes to go. Hamilton leads 31-13, and Chris Edwards gets to Dolegala. The ball came loose. Dylan Wynn tries to jump on it, and Dylan Wynn has the football. Now the officials have to confer. All the Tiger Cats are getting into the act. Chris Edwards has been quiet lately. Gets the sack. The ball comes loose. Dylan Wynn comes up with it, but let's see if it is a fumble. Andre Prue is going to make the call.
The ruling on the field was the quarterback fumbled the football before he hit the ground, and the ball was recovered by Hamilton. So far, the ruling by the officials on the field will be Hamilton first down.
So it's so far in there, just in case. It'll be looked at by the command center, but we saw a replay. That ball was loose before Dolagala hit the ground.
He ended up getting twisted backwards, so it was actually it was his backside that would have been the first thing to touch him to call to get him down, and the ball was well out. And so it's Dylan Wynn right there. And how about that?
After review by the command center, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Hamilton.
So it's just a 1 yard swing from the turnover on downs, which was almost. Then the challenge overdid it. Then you get a first down and a second down fumble.
Please reset the game clock to read 11 minutes and 40 seconds. 11:40.
So now it's on the 51-yard line of Sask. Hamilton does get the football. They almost had it on the 50, couple seconds pass, and it's theirs on the 51.
Andre let you get a sentence out.
Thank you.
Yeah, crazy how that turned around. So that challenge really all for naught for the Roughriders, and the Tiger Cats defense getting the job done. Great to see Chris Edwards getting after the quarterback. Great to see Dylan Wynn healthy and coming up with that fumble. So Matt Schultz in the offense back on the field. Handoff goes to James Butler. He'll get a couple of yards. Probably see a lot of the running game now for the Tiger Cats that were in the fourth quarter, and they lead 31-13.
We'll see. It's actually hard to take your foot off the gas sometimes. Like, rarely do you see a team continue to dominate the clock after they've got a lead like this when they sort of decelerate the offense. It's very hard to keep drives going. They got out to the lead in this game in the air with big passing plays downfield, and I just have a feeling you got to keep that going.
2nd and 9, Schultz back to pass. Waiting, has time, checks it down to James Butler. Makes a move across the 50. Tried to get to the 45, but needed to get to the 41, so he's short of the first down. And what are the Tiger Cats going to do here?
Some special teams unit is running on the field. Let's see, is this going to be the first punt of the night? And there you go. Vedvik is getting into his formation 15 yards deep there. Boy, you see Micah Johnson for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. That is a big body to be making a tackle in the open field outside of the tackle box. And boy, it looks different when you get somebody like that out near the numbers.
Well, Tiger Cats went nearly 3.5 quarters without punting. Corey Vedvik, Hopi Stretch, standing near his own 50 to punt for the first time tonight with 9:45 to go in the football game. It's a high snap, no problem. Vedvik gets it away, and this will bounce at the 7 and go out of bounds. They might even spot it at the 6. A good punt from Corey Vedvik. And that'll hem the Roughriders deep to begin their next drive. There's 9:36 to go in the game, and the Tiger Cats lead 31-13. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats in Regina, their only visit to Saskatchewan this season, and it has been a successful evening so far for the Tiger Cats. 31-13 they lead, and Mason Fine has come on for the Roughriders as their quarterback as they begin this drive from their own 7. Not a good spot to come in. Handoff goes to Morrow, and he fumbled the football. Might have been down already, but he did get it back. So he'll get 3, maybe 4 up the middle. Dolagala finishes 16 for 25, 154 yards, did not throw a touchdown nor an interception. 5 yards for Morrow on that carry. That sets up a 2nd and 5 from the Saskatchewan 12. This Tiger Cats defense, it's been a big story again. High snap to Fine, hands off to Morrow, and he's got the first down and more. Simone Lawrence able to jump on his back and bring him down finally, but he'll be across the Hamilton, or the Roughriders 35, gets the first down and more.
Yeah, wow, what a big gain there. The Ticats secondary was all pressed up, man-to-man with every receiver, and as he broke through the offensive line, there wasn't many people left.
Mason Fine, first time passing and throws, completes it to Kian Schaefer-Baker. 3 Tiger Cats there on the tackle. The ball's come loose again. It's picked up by Dexter Lawson. We'll see what the officials are saying. He was down. And a Tiger Cat just went down. Looked like Richard Leonard.
Looks like a cramp. You kind of hope. It seems like he's favoring his calf there on the turf.
And he was kind of late to go down, like it just locked up on him. Jamal Morrow, 17 carries for 116 yards. Go ahead, Luke.
Yeah, Claire Toffelmeyer and the training staff do come out on the field for Richard Leonard. And they are spending some time. That's a person you do not want to lose this late in the season with playoffs already locked up and a secondary that has not been short of injuries throughout this season. Richard Leonard is a playmaker and has been for a number of seasons, and he is up on his feet now.
And getting off the field under his own power. So the Tiger Cats lead 31-13 with 8:01 to go. We'll take a break and be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Great to have you with us. Tiger Cats leading the Roughriders 31-13 on the road. Second last road game of the regular season. Mason Fine from his own 50 into the football game. Caught from behind by Jagarrett Davis. Makes the tackle, and Fine will be short of the first down. Looks like he only got a yard or 2. So that'll set up a 2nd and 8.
Great job by JG there.
Yeah.
Coming back to get that.
Caught the quarterback from behind. Jagarrett Davis still, he's got some speed. Jamal Morrow off to the right, and the Tiger Cats did not let him get the first down. Interesting spot here for the Roughriders. Just over 7 minutes to go, down 31-13. It's 3rd down, 3rd and 4, and the offense looks like it's staying on the field, Luke.
Yeah, it feels like it's time, honestly. You know, they're down by 18 points and nothing really working.
Roughriders have turned it over 4 times. Can the Tiger Cats get another stop here and get a 5th turnover? Fine, throws, and it's knocked out of the air by Jameer Thurman. He dove and knocked that pass away. It's a turnover on downs. The Tiger Cats take over.
Yeah, Sask going for it there. They converted the 3rd and 4 in the first half to move down the field and score a touchdown there. And this time unable to make the convert. And they do have the worst turnover ratio in the CFL, and it's getting worse tonight for them, unfortunately. The Ticats, on the other hand, are in the positives right now as it stands in their turnover ratio coming into tonight, not -2. They've broken that threshold of the turnover ratio.
Yeah, they had a little taste of the positives earlier.
That's right.
But back to the negatives. Here they are in the positives again. James Butler gets the handoff, and James Butler's not afraid of hard work. He runs right into the meat of that Saskatchewan defensive line, their front 7, and salvages a couple of yards. Riders, 2 straight drives where they've turned the football over. Tiger Cats, looks like they only gave James Butler about a yard on that carry. They're just on the Saskatchewan side of center. Tiger Cats this season on the road 4-3, above 500, trying to make it 5-3. Here's a pass to Keandre Smith. The ball comes loose, and it looks like the Roughriders have it. So Keandre Smith fumbled it, and the Riders get it. So just after the defense gets a turnover on downs, the Roughriders get a forced fumble and a recovery. They get it right back.
Yeah, look at that. Just as we're talking about Ticats winning the turnover ratio, they still do have a positive ratio in the game, but Keandre Smith, unfortunately, getting one knocked out there.
And it went right to the Roughriders, so their offense comes back on the field with Mason Fine. They have the football on their own 48. Vine gets the snap, takes a step back, throws, completes it to Emelis. And he'll be close to a first down. Looks like he's got enough. It's a first down for the Roughriders. They're across the Hamilton 50. Just over 5 minutes to go. The clock is running. Tiger Cats lead 31-13. It's a healthy lead. They don't want the Roughriders getting any more, though. Mason Fine back to pass, throwing deep, near sideline. Picked off. Stavros Katsantonis. Looked like a one-handed grab. He dove, he intercepts it, and Stavros Katsantonis gets the turnover. So, turnover. The result is Tiger Cats have the football.
Wow, and I think it's 3 turnovers over the course of 4 plays. That's maybe you could say it's a little sloppy, but exciting as well. And this one was an athletic catch. That was a really great play by Katsantonis. Mason Fine trying to give his team a chance here, trying to take a shot, but really impressive play there by number 30.
Katsantonis went up with his right hand and was able to get that ball, tip it a little bit into a spot where he could make the catch. That is his 5th interception of the season. He's one of the league leaders there. He came in tied for 3rd in the league in interceptions. So Hamilton takes over on their own 37. James Butler running up the middle again. That is some hard real estate to get, and he'll get a couple of yards out of that.
Timeout, Saskatchewan. This is their final timeout.
There's 4:20 to go, so the Roughriders wanted to call that timeout before the 3-minute warning. Tiger Cats, if they can turn this into a first down, that would definitely help take more of this clock away and any hope the Roughriders have of coming back. Second time in 3 games, Luke, that the Roughriders have had 5 turnovers. They've lost 4 in a row, in danger of 5 in a row. Very similar to what happened to them last year when they missed the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. And they are battling with Calgary, and unfortunately have just slid as the season's gone on here in this past month.
Tiger Cats have to take care of business. They're on their own 40. 2nd and 7.
Wow.
Complete to Tim White. He's got the first down and more. Fake to the outside, cut to the inside. Larry Dean finally makes the tackle. But the Tiger Cats convert that 2nd down. They keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
Great job by Tim White. He was the low player to the flat side. That coverage gets drawn downfield by the other routes, and Tim White looks like he's about to run out of bounds and he decides he's going to get 12 or 14 more yards there. Well done.
Tiger Cats up to the Saskatchewan 50. Matt Schultz standing right at midfield in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff to James Butler, keeps it himself, runs over 2 Roughriders as he gets another first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross, the Tiger Cats keep it rolling. Matt Schultz, a beast, running over Roughriders.
It was Derek Moncrief who, unbelievable job. He lowers his shoulder, a shoulder pad right to the face mask, and then lowers it again on Jaden Dahlke coming in the defensive secondary. Matt Schultz, he isn't excited. He just adds a whole layer of excitement to everything that he does.
It's a 31-13 lead, and Schultz on a quarterback keeper running the Roughriders over down to the Saskatchewan 35. This time James Butler gets the handoff, and he goes up the middle again for a couple of yards. How about Bo Levi Mitchell and Matt Schultz? Combined, they have a completion percentage of 80% tonight.
Yeah, unbelievable job in the passing game.
2:43 to go. That means we're at the 3-minute warning. Tiger Cats lead Saskatchewan 31-13. Stick around. Tiger Cats trying to get a big win and get to 500 on the season. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats on the Saskatchewan 35, leading 31-13. Lot of threes. James Butler, he had 150 combined yards. He'll add to that as he gets a first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. Big night for James Butler.
Yeah, and even before getting that 1,000-yard mark on the ground, he had a couple great receptions out of the backfield too. Like you said, over 150 on the night. And now with the combination on the ground of Matt Schultz and James Butler, you don't know who's going to get the next first down. Two guys who can lower their shoulder on somebody from the backfield.
Ball's on the Saskatchewan 22. Passing yards exactly at 400 for the Tiger Cats. James Butler, he'll get up to the 20, maybe the 21-yard line, gain of a couple.
We talked about at the end of the half, the Ticats taking advantage of an opportunity to sort of practice that 2-minute drill and try to get down the field, get in the field goal range. This is the opposite of that, the 4-minute offense it's called, where you're trying to occupy the clock and keep the ball. And this is another just game scenario to run through. Matt Schultz, obviously in the quarterback position right now and able to kind of get this rep, so to speak. But these kinds of things in playoffs, you know, we're going to watch games this postseason that are going to come down to drives like this.
Ball on the Saskatchewan 20. Schultz hands it off to James Butler. He slows as he gets to the line, and he found a hole, and he squirts through. He gets the first down, presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
I love runs like that because that's a smart run. That's a very heady run there. It's James Butler being very patient, allowing his blocks to develop. Coulter Woodmansey is pushing his guy from right to left, and James Butler just stays low and small, and like you said, just kind of waits for his time and then squirts through to that defensive backfield.
Ball on the Roughriders 7. There is a Tiger Cat down, looks like on one knee. Possibly one of the offensive linemen, might be David Beard. And he's up, so that's the good news. Has his helmet off. Don't want an injury to David Beard. He has been so good for the Tiger Cats this season. You don't hear his name a lot on the broadcasts, which usually is a good thing for a center and an offensive lineman.
Such is the life for the front five guys.
Tiger Cats, 537 yards total offense. That's 120 more than in any other game this season. Are they peaking at the right time? Wow.
Well, that stat certainly would say so, and with two quarterbacks, too, that have not seen a lot of time in recent weeks. This is interesting, RJ. David Beard, he's walked off the field. He's apparently, you know, he's okay. He's walking off, but he does have to leave the game for 3 plays. And the Ticats are trying to make a press towards the end zone here. So tough to do with a, last-minute change at the center position.
Very true in this situation late in the game, but they do this a lot in practice. A lot of the offensive linemen will get under set or be the center and snap to the quarterback. It's a good snap to James Butler. He gets down to the 5. He's inside the 5, still battling.
Dayton Black's up there in the mix. That was a heavy personnel set. They've got an extra offensive line in there. Felix Garan, Gauthier. Hard to see. Gotta say, love the Made in the Hammer uniforms. They are a little tough to pick out the black on the gray.
It is. But we might see him more if they keep playing like this. Coulter Woodmansey is filling in for David Beard at center. Woodmansey's done the center position before. Ball's on the Saskatchewan 4. It's 2nd and goal. Right back in the hands of James Butler. He's got an opening. Got down to the 1 and was stopped in his tracks. So that's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1.
And they're going to be able to get another 20 seconds off the clock here with the tackle obviously in bounds, right in the middle of the field, actually. And it looks like the offense is staying out there. So I'm expecting we see Kyle Loxley come on for maybe a short yardage. I don't know if maybe you try to get James Butler a touchdown.
Yeah, interesting. So the ball's on the 1-yard line. And it is Kyle Loxley out there for the Tiger Cats. He has 2 touchdowns this season. Terry Godwin, Omar Bayless, Tim White, all behind Kyle Loxley. He's under center, and he gets the snap, rolls to his right. He's into the end zone. Loxley gets the touchdown. his third of the season. Walks into the end zone. The Tiger Cats are now up to 37 points with a convert coming up, and this is a season high in points this season if this convert is made. There is a flag. It came in pretty late.
Yeah, nothing pre-snap as we take another look at it. I don't know if we'll maybe get a holding here or some other call, but they are marching back to line up for a kickoff here. And as you can imagine, there's a lot of talking and jabbing going on after the play.
After the play, major foul, misconduct, unnecessary roughness, Saskatchewan number 38. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So that's Jaden Dahlke. Meantime, we've got a convert. Moments away is Mark Leggio. Trying to get all set up at the 32-yard line. Tiger Cats currently at 37 points. That ties a season high in points. Mark Leggio trying to set the season high. And things are dragging out with 25 seconds to go in the football game and a very comfortable Tiger Cats lead.
Well, they did a great job on that drive. They killed so much time and then, of course, added a touchdown on the clock, too, which is, almost negates the need to kill the clock if you're going to put more points on. That was a well-orchestrated drive there. Again, Mike Gibson calling the plays tonight. And Matt Schultz at the quarterback position. Well done by the Ticat offense.
Gordon White, the long snapper. Corey Vedvik, the holder. Mark Leggio steps up, and you couldn't put that convert any more down the middle. Perfect from Leggio, and that's 38 points for the Tiger Cats, the most they've scored this season, and they've held the Roughriders to just 13. And there's 25 seconds to go. Tiger Cats very close to making it official. Their 8th win, that would bring them to 500 for the first time this season.
Wow, really something. And four out of the last 5 games, they've been able to get the win. They've just started to find themselves, and it's so interesting, the story of the quarterbacks this year. Because we mentioned the 4 out of the last 5 games they've won. And a lot of that is Taylor Powell productivity, who tonight is in layman's clothes on the sidelines with the headset on, assisting the quarterbacks from the sidelines. And that's just the way things go with injuries. And now Matt Schultz and Bo Levi Mitchell both come in tonight with some great productivity. And we'll see. 2 games left, and of course, like you and I talked about, I would love to see a meaningful last game of the season at Tim Hortons Field with the Montreal Alouettes and the Ticats battling for home field advantage.
Tiger Cats have done their job. They put the pressure on the Alouettes. Yes. They'll host the Red Blacks on Monday. Mark Leggio, just a squib kick here, and this will roll out of bounds. Roughriders kind of let that one go.
Hamilton, number 33. Saskatchewan elects to take the football.
Smart by the Roughriders to just let that one go. There were a few of them that could have picked it up, but they gambled that it would roll out of bounds, and it did.
Yep, and the clock does not start until there's a player that receives the kick. So no time lost there by Sask, and they get the advantage of the kick out of bounds.
38-13, and 25 seconds to go. Taylor Powell, he was really an unlikely hero this season for the Tiger Cats when they were below 500, kept them in it, kept getting better every week. Bo Levi Mitchell made a point of saying how great Taylor Powell has been on the 1-game injured list tonight. Probably some valuable learning watching Bo and Matt Schultz. Tiger Cats 26 first downs tonight. That's a season high as well. So the Roughriders set up on their own 35. Mason Fine has come in and relieved Jake Dolagala. And running up the middle is Bertrand Houdon. And he'll get across the 50. It's a first down for the Roughriders. 20 seconds to go in the football game. Roughriders running the football is fine with the Tiger Cats. with a 38-13 lead. Mason Fine back in the shotgun. This is going to be a tense finish for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. This will be their 5th loss in a row. And the Stampeders on a bye week. They'll go head-to-head next week. The Riders and Stamps as they're battling for that 3rd spot in the West Division. And the Red Blacks are watching this game, Luke, and they're realizing there's a chance at the East crossover with the Roughriders losing. So they're going to be hungry on Monday. Bottom line here, the Tiger Cats walk into Regina and they dominate the football game. 38-13, Tiger Cats win. So many positives. Bo Levi Mitchell looked great. Matt Schultz was great. James Butler got to 1,000 yards rushing. The defense was unbelievable. Time now for the Access Storage recap of the game. Score a touchdown with affordable storage. Access Storage has flexible storage solutions at a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca. Isn't it nice to have a plethora of positives to talk about?
There was nothing short of a plethora, and you said it was dominant. The starting on defense, there was one drive at the end of the first half where Sask got some real momentum that led to points. And apart from that, the defense almost was flawless. And at the moments when Sask started to get some yards, when the Riders started to move down the field, it forced a turnover. It just came out of nowhere. I mean, it's just really an unbelievable job, opportunistic defensive effort. Offensively, very exciting to see a season that has been just fraught with quarterback issues, injuries, turnovers early on. And as this year's progressed, now all of a sudden you have all 3 of your quarterbacks healthy and 2 of them playing fantastic. So it just kind of couldn't be better right now. And you said it, the Ticats, we watch Montreal and Ottawa. That will happen this Thanksgiving Monday. And we're going to see how this progresses as we get closer to the end of this season. Ticats, 2 games left and a bye week. I mean, it's really, things are lined up just right for postseason success.
Tiger Cats now have won back-to-back games. They haven't won 3 in a row all season. They'll have BC at Tim Hortons Field on Friday. So Tiger Cats fans, come to that game. The Tiger Cats look like they're peaking at the right time. Bo Levi Mitchell has just that confident smile on his face. How important is that for a player coming back from injury? You're out for 10 weeks. There was a lot of talk going into this game, maybe some pressure on him too, and to come out and perform like that and just have the confidence that you can take a hit, the injury's going to be fine, and you can play like you want to play.
And not to mention a 2-play 100-yard drive for a touchdown that Bo Levi Mitchell put together there along with Tim White on an 83-yard reception. That was just fantastic. I'm sure that does a lot for his confidence. You think, does he need something like that in a semi-meaningless game, not meaningless game, after all the years that he's had all the success? And the answer is yes. You can't come back from an injury and just be immediately as sharp as attack. But now with a quarter under his belt and 2 games left to get some time as well, I think that we're going to see Bo Levi Mitchell in his best form as a Ticat that we've seen.
It's been a grind, but the Tiger Cats get their record to 500, 8-8 on the season. Tiger Cats win 38-13. Tiger Cats postgame with Bubba O'Neill and Andy Fantuz is coming up next. For our producer, Peter McEwen, our statistician, Jeff Giordad, our operator, Michael Steyer, and of course, for Luke Tasker, I'm RJ Broadhead. Thanks for listening to Hamilton Tiger Cats football on the Ticats Audio Network.
Streaming live at listen.ticats.ca. This is the Ticats Audio Network.